in the pro and college ranks. Whatever your sports broadcast needs, contact us at sportsbroadcastsolutions.com and become part of the digital world. Sports Broadcast Solutions is a broadcasting network for everyone. Let SBS broadcast your sporting event. We have experience and can generate excitement and permanent digital memories for your team.
Tonight. That time, finally a goal for the Stampede!
We have professional videographers using high-definition modern-day cameras, color analysts, and play-by-play announcers with state-of-the-art, classy graphical scoreboards to keep you updated. Plus, we have commercials to advertise your team, club, or sponsor, and us. Plus, we do pregame and postgame interviews.
Hi, everybody, and welcome to the postgame show brought to you by Marion Central Catholic. My name's Kyle Smith, but my name doesn't matter. These young ladies matter. It's senior night as the Hurricanes win a battle down the stretch, 48-46.
Hi, I'm Carrie Kramer. I swim 50 breast, 50 free, and 100 back.
Whatever your sports broadcast needs, we are at sportsbroadcastsolutions.com. Check us out and become part of the digital sporting world. Sports Broadcast Solutions is a broadcasting network for everyone. For those of you that just want raw footage of your sporting event, but no play-by-play or color commentary, you just need us to live stream video from the event over the internet. We will live stream your event on YouTube on our Sports Broadcast Solutions channel. In addition, we also have a dedicated channel on YouTube for live streaming at SBS Livestream. And if you need multiple channels, we can utilize Facebook Livestream and Instagram Live on our channel as well. Options include commercials from your sponsors, professional scoreboard graphics are still available, and of course, yes, pre- and post-game interviews are available as an option if you want.
We've been working really hard this whole summer and stuff.
Whatever your sports broadcast needs, we are at sportsbroadcastsolutions.com. Check us out and become part of the digital sporting world.
My name is Mary Ellen Schneider, and I'm the Fine Arts Department Chair at St. Ignatius. I'm proud to say that we probably have at least 50% of the student body involved in one of the visual or performing arts throughout their career here. It's important for the students to be involved in the arts here because they learn something that they can enjoy for a lifetime. There's no cap on how old you can be to be a musician or a visual artist and create. Our talented students are very creative. Beautiful things are displayed around the school. They also get very excited about productions and concerts, performing for others. And there's so many options for you and so much for you to have fun with. I love being department chair because it's exciting to be able to lead a group of other artists and to see them be able to be involved in the arts. Sometimes at the high school level, it becomes very selective. We have so many things here that are inclusive of students at all levels.
2007, Game 163 is taking place between the Colorado Rockies and the San Diego Padres. It's in the bottom of the 13th inning, a tie score at 8-8. The winner of this game gets a date with the Philadelphia Phillies in the National League Division Series. This is obviously a must-watch TV baseball game. I mean, who doesn't want to watch a one-game playoff that goes into extra innings? However, to fully appreciate what happens next, we have to know the history of both franchises. We have to understand that neither of these ball clubs have won a World Series. Even crazier, one of these teams hasn't even won a postseason series. To get a better grasp of this moment, we need to use a time machine. In other words, we need to rewind. The Rockies have Matt Holliday on third base and less than 2 outs. This is crucial because any fly ball to the outfield can theoretically send the Rockies to the National League Division Series on sacrifice fly. However, the mere fact that the Rockies are hosting this one-game playoff is crazy to think about. Back on September 15th, the Rockies were just 76-72. Yeah, you heard me right. Just 16 days ago, the Rockies were barely above 500. So how the heck are the Rockies even tied with the Padres for the National League wildcard spot? As Al Davis would say,
just win, baby.
Just win, baby. Yeah, the Rockies have sure won a lot of games lately. An unfathomable 10-game winning streak from September 16th until September 27th saw the Rockies go from 4.5 games back of the Padres to just 1. In a twist of fate, the Rockies swept the Padres during that winning streak to get back into the NL wildcard race. But hey, that was just a lucky winning streak, right? There's no way this ball club led by Clint Hurdle could win 2 out of 3 against the first-place Arizona Diamondbacks and sneak into the playoffs, correct? And if you answered anything but yes to those questions, you'd be dead wrong. Arizona ended Colorado's winning streak during Game 1 of the crucial 3-game set, but after dominating the Diamondbacks 11-1 on September 29th, the Rockies held on for a 4-3 win on the last day of the regular season. Nail-biting wins have been nothing new to the Rockies and their fan base. One of their wins during the 12-1 finish to the regular season included a 14-inning victory over the Padres. But have the Rockies simply taken the wild card away from the Padres, or did San Diego majestically crumble down the stretch? Well, it's a little bit of both. Entering MLB game action on September 16th, the Padres were 80-67. They ended up finishing the year at 89-73. So a 9-6 record in their last 15 games is nothing to be embarrassed about from your ball players. But a 3-game sweep at the hands of the Rockies was still pretty bad, especially considering that all 3 games were at Petco Park. Also, the Padres had the Brewers down to their last strike on September 29th, but Tony Gwynn Jr. knocked a game-tying triple off Trevor Hoffman to send the game into extra innings. How brutal irony is that? The son of the greatest Padre ever quite possibly stopped you from going to the playoffs. What gets lost in the shuffle is that the Rockies were actually a third-place team in the wildcard race prior to their incredible finish. The Dodgers were up 3 games on the Rockies after all the games concluded on September 15th. So what the heck happened to the Dodgers? It's hard to exactly say why they simply forgot to play baseball, but their final record speaks for itself. On September 15th, the Dodgers were 10 games over 500. By September 30th, the team barely finished with a winning record at 82-80. You can't make this stuff up. The Dodgers went from 79-69 and just 1.5 games back on San Diego for the wildcard spot to finishing 7 games back of both Colorado and San Diego. Colorado literally had to sweep Los Angeles to knock the Dodgers out of the playoffs, and the Rockies did just that from September 25th until September 27th. The Dodgers might be known for playoff choking nowadays, but late-season chokes are nothing new to the Dodger faithful. Anyway, back to the Padres and Rockies. The Rockies were 12-1 down the stretch, but a minor choke job by the name of Ron Burgundy allowed Colorado to host a 1-game playoff. The Padres were 2 games ahead of the Rockies on September 29th, meaning they just had to win either of their next 2 games against the Milwaukee Brewers or one Rockies loss the next 2 days clinched a wild card spot for Bud Black's team. The 2007 Milwaukee Brewers were actually in first place of the NL Central Division during most of the regular season, but a late surge by the Cubs, as well as a collapse, saw the Brewers outside of the playoffs for yet another year. They still played spoilers, though, and after dispatching the Padres in 11 innings on September 29th, the Brew Crew disallowed September 30th from being the Padres' clinch day. A very convincing 11-6 win for Milwaukee as the Padres had to fly from Milwaukee to Denver for a National League West grudge match. Just like that, Game 163 determined who would win the National League wildcard. This was huge for Rockies fans as their favorite baseball team hadn't sniffed the postseason since 1995. Colorado began as an expansion franchise in 1993, and the Rockies earned the first ever NL wildcard spot in 1995. The Rockies fought hard in the division series against the Atlanta Braves, but the eventual World Series champion Braves took care of the Blake Street Bombers 3-1. But since then, the Rockies have always found ways to lose games. More importantly, it's their pitching staff who seemingly always lets them down. Even when the Rockies won the wild card in 1995, you probably don't know any of their starting pitchers. Kevin Ritz, Bill Swift, and Marvin Freeman were arguably their three best pitchers that season. Colorado was so desperate for starting pitching help that they signed Mike Hampton to an unreal 8-year, $121 million contract after the 2000 season concluded. All of the money in Major League Baseball is guaranteed, by the way, so why would the Rockies sign a pitcher to an 8-year deal? Simply put, it's hard to find free agent pitchers who want to pitch in Coors Field, the home ballpark of the Rockies where the ball hits the mile-high wind and sails out of play. If you don't remember Mike Hampton playing for the Rockies, you're not the only one. He only lasted 2 years in Denver, with his last season being a dreadful 6.14 ERA and opponents batted .313 against him. So for the Rockies to be successful, they usually need to outslug teams. But that wasn't exactly the case in 2007. Jeff Francis won 17 games for the Rockies this season. Ubaldo Jimenez was on this team, and the relatively unknown Aaron Cook posted an ERA under 4.2. In a nutshell, this surprising Rockies team can play a little small ball and outpitch teams as well. But tonight has been anything but a pitcher's duel. In a typical Coors Field shootout, the Rockies blew an early 3-0 lead. The San Diego Padres swiftly answered with 5 runs in the top of the third, and it looked like the Padres finally hit their stride in this do-or-die playoff game. And while the Rockies are unknown for playoff success, the history of the San Diego Fathers isn't a happy story either. The Padres have been to the World Series twice, but they've only been to the postseason a grand total of 5 times coming into tonight. Since joining Major League Baseball in 1969, the Padres have mostly been an afterthought in the National League West. Coming into the 2007 MLB season, Bruce Bochy had enough with postseason disappointments, and he left for greener pastures in San Francisco. Some Padres fans felt it was treason as Bochy led the team to division titles in 2005 and 2006. While they were back-to-back NL West crowns, the 2005 team barely finished with a winning record, and after being swept by the Cardinals in the NLDS, Bruce Bochy's team finished the year under 500 at 82-83. The 2006 squad was much better, but those pesky Cardinals were still too much for San Diego to handle. San Diego had home field advantage for the division series, but Bochy's crew only scored a single run in their first 2 postseason games. The offense was slightly awake when they entered Busch Stadium. A 3-1 win in Game 3 gave San Diego fans new hope, but it was quickly taken away during Game 4. 6 unanswered runs by St. Louis gave the Cardinals the series win and yet another postseason disappointment in Southern California. Bud Black took the 2007 job after Bochy left for the hated Giants. Led by NL Cy Young winner Jake Peavy, the Padres were in first place in the NL West as late as September 3rd. Peavy got the nod for this one-game playoff. It was his turn in the rotation since he hadn't pitched since September 26th. But for whatever reason, the best pitcher in the National League was anything but clutch tonight. 3 straight Rockies got on base to start off the bottom of the first, and after Yorvit Torrealba cranked a bomb to left field, the Rockies led 3-0 after 2 innings of baseball. Starting pitcher Josh Fogg was sent out in the top of the third to preserve the lead, but he simply wasn't up for the task. Peavy helped out his own cause with a leadoff single. Brian Giles found his way to first base with a walk, and after Scott Hairston hit a single to load the bases, Adrian Gonzalez emptied them with a game-changing grand slam. Fogg still couldn't settle down after the grand salami. Khalil Green and Josh Bard both got on base via the hit, forcing Fogg to intentionally walk Jeff Blum to load the bases. Brady Clark then made a solid contact with a ground ball to shortstop, and his speed forced the Rockies to just get the force out at second base. Just like that, it's now a 5-3 lead for Peavy and the Padres.
Matsui didn't get anything on this throw. Blum was all over him. He was a little off balance after he came across the bag to make the throw.
But Peavy just couldn't keep the ball out of the ballpark. The Rockies cut the deficit down to 1 after Todd Helton belted the baseball to right center field and gave his home fans a lucky souvenir. An amazing game so far. It's not even the top of the 4th yet, and we've already seen 3 home runs, including a grand slam. Fogg was able to get a 1-2-3 inning in the 4th inning, but Hurdle wasn't pleased with his pitcher. He gave up 10 fly balls on a night when the wind was clearly blowing out, so he decided to go to his bullpen early. Peavy wasn't much better than Fogg tonight as the Rockies tied up the score in the bottom of the 5th. An early holiday for Rockies fans as Matt Holliday singled in Tulowitzki for a 5-5 tie. Black was still confident in his young fireballer though, so he sent Peavy on the bump for the 6th inning. It was the same old story for Peavy as the Rockies retook the lead. Everybody was seemingly able to hit him tonight. Seth Smith hit the very rare pinch hit triple with 1 out. It was timely hitting all night for Colorado as Kaz Matsui got underneath the ball and delivered a sacrifice fly to center field. Another lead for the Rockies, and this time around the relief pitchers were up for the task. After relieving Fogg, the Rockies bullpen held the Padres scoreless until the top of the 8th. the Padres were able to muster just 2 hits from the 5th inning going into the 8th. Taylor Buchholz led the Rockies bullpen by going 1 2/3 innings, allowing just 1 hit and threw 12 strikes on 13 pitches. But Brian Fuentes just couldn't hold the lead. After relieving Troy Hawkins with 6 outs to go, Fuentes was a tad bit wild and inaccurate. Blum got the much-needed leadoff single, and although Fuentes got the next 2 batters out, Torrealba couldn't quite handle this 1-2 slider from Fuentes, allowing Blum to reach second base on the drop third strike wild pitch. On the 3rd pitch of the subsequent at-bat, Giles potentially saved his team's season with a game-tying double to left field.
A high pitch that Giles was just trying to fight off, and he did. Got pretty good wood on it, and maybe that's what fooled Holiday as it sailed over his head.
But Hairston couldn't send Giles home after that. Granted, Tulowitzki's dart from shortstop Helton's great stretch at first base was excellent defense. Neither team could score again in regulation, so we went to extra innings. The next 3 innings were full of drama as both teams had chances to score. San Diego had runners on first and second with 2 outs in the top of the 10th, but Matt Hergus jammed Giles and got the inning-ending ground out. Colorado had a golden opportunity for a walk-off win in the bottom of the 11th. With Brad Hopp at the plate, Colorado had the game-winning run 180 feet from home, but Joe Thatcher fooled Hopp on an 88-mile-per-hour fastball to end the threat. The Padres had their own runner in scoring position with less than 2 outs in the top of the 12th, but Brian Myro struck out, and Michael Barrett grounded out to keep the score at 6-6. The Rockies went 1-2-3 in the 12th game as the game entered inning number 13. And this was quite possibly the greatest extra inning in professional baseball history. 5 total runs would eventually be scored in this inning. With everything on the line, the offenses for both teams woke up in a huge way. San Diego struck first in the top half. Giles quite possibly had the game of his life by reaching base yet again. This time it was via the leadoff walk. Hairston, who was looking to make up for his anti-RBI single in the 8th inning, came up big with a giant 2-run homer to give the Padres the lead back, their first one since it was 5-4. Julio then gave up a single to Chase Headley, so Clint Hurdle had to call on Ramon Ortiz to limit the damage. Ortiz kept the score at 8-6 with 2 flyouts and a strikeout, but the Padres were now just 3 outs away from their 3rd straight trip to the NLDS. In came Trevor Hoffman for the save. It's hard to believe that Black never used Hoffman prior to the 13th inning, but credit Black for thinking his team would have the lead in extra innings. A future Hall of Famer, Hoffman was on the last Padres World Series team back in 1998. He finished in 2nd place for Cy Young voting on 2 different occasions. His last 2nd place Cy Young finish was just last season, where he saved 46 games for the division-winning Padres. He's been very good in 2007, although his ERA has climbed a bit since last year. Still, he entered tonight with an ERA well under 3 and a 2-run cushion. Even though the Padres are on the road in a very tough environment, there's no way that Hoffman could blow this. And yet the average baseball fan was wrong again. Everything that could go right has gone right for the Rockies since the middle of September. So with that logic in mind, the hitting sticks were available to everyone in the bottom of the 13th. Back-to-back doubles by Mitsui and Tulowitzki put the tying run on second base with nobody out. And if you could believe it, another triple by the Rockies, this time by MVP runner-up Matt Holliday, put the Rockies in a great spot. For a team who was seemingly going to be fishing just 2 weeks ago, the Rockies are 90 feet away from heading to Philadelphia for the division series. With less than 2 outs, Black told Hoffman to intentionally walk Rockies legend Todd Helton. Not a bad decision, obviously, since Jamie Carroll was due up next and not Garrett Atkins. Even though Hoffman is facing the middle of the order, manager Clint Hurdle decided to have Carroll pinch run for Atkins in the bottom of the 7th. There was 1 out with Atkins at second base. While the Rockies were up by 1 at the time and needed some insurance runs, deciding to pinch run for your 5-hole hitter is always risky. The Rockies, of course, didn't score that inning and now needed the little-known Carroll to drive the ball into the outfield for a walk-off win. Carroll wasn't exactly a threat at the plate. In fact, he was a borderline disaster when it came to offense. After batting .300 during the 2006 regular season, he was a major disappointment this season by hitting just .222 in 107 games coming into tonight. But tonight was a different story. His 2-out single preserved the 11th inning rally before Hopp inevitably went down on strikes. So as of now, Hurdle's decision to put Carroll in the lineup as a substitute is starting to look okay. And with nobody out, all Carroll needs is a fly ball. But is Holliday the right guy to score the winning run on a potential sacrifice fly? Haha, absolutely not. He only stole 11 bases during the year and was caught on 4 of those attempts. However, his base running IQ was off the charts during his prime, as he stole 28 bases on 30 attempts in 2008. Well, here we go. It's the first pitch of the at-bat. Can Hoffman jam the non-explosive Carroll into a ground ball with the infield now in? Will Holliday run on contact? If the ball is hit into the outfield, can the Padres outfielders throw out Holiday and keep their team alive? Welcome to a moment in history.
To right field. Giles is there to make the catch. Tagging is Holiday. The throw to the plate. He is safe. The Colorado Rockies are the National League wild card winners.
Hold on a second. Did Holiday actually touch home plate? Let's look at that again. I'll be darned. I don't think he touched the plate. Michael Barrett tagged him, but the home plate umpire determined that Holiday touched home base. This was years before instant replay challenges, by the way, so the Padres had to live with home plate umpire Todd McClellan's safe call. Murphy's Law to the fullest. Whatever can go right for the Rockies has gone right. Rocktober began in the grandest of ways as Holiday's walk-off sacrifice fly run paved the way to 7 straight victories and an eventual trip to the World Series. Since then, the Padres have only been to the playoffs once. The Rockies have played in 2 more wild-card games since 2007, which concludes an extra-inning win over the Cubs at Wrigley Field.
And the Rockies have won 14 of their last 15 games to get to the postseason. Little extra effort to get it done tonight.
Missing your child's sporting event just plain stinks. But you don't have to worry about that anymore, thanks to Sports Broadcast Solutions. SBS is a live broadcasting network, as well as covering your on-demand needs, recruiting videos, highlight reels, and much, much more. We can broadcast live to any website, and we also post as much on-demand content as you need. For more information about SBS, check out our website at sportsbroadcastsolutions.com. Sports Broadcast Solutions, a broadcasting network for everyone.
Hey guys, how's it going? I just wanted to try something new. I know we've done a lot of cool videos with should the White Sox trade for Mike Trout and what should the Bears do with Justin Fields in Week 1. And we like what Flemlo Raps does, but sometimes he doesn't do the athletes that I want to see. So I thought I would answer the question, what happened to David Garrard? And here goes. It's never easy to play the quarterback position at the NFL level. Couple that with being abnormally large for the position and dealing with Crohn's disease, and you have the very underrated career of David Garrard. What makes Garrard's college and NFL career so interesting is nothing came easy for him. He seemed to be a tight end who was actually playing QB. Remember, he was around 240 pounds when he stepped on East Carolina University's campus, but as we later found out, there simply wasn't anything that Garrard couldn't do. The only issue was his ball placement and accuracy, but I'm getting ahead of myself. When looking at the career of Garrard, you always think of 2 words, never quit. Garrard wasn't the fastest, and he certainly looked too big to play QB. The former Jaguars quarterback sometimes reminded me of Jared Lorenzen, but when the Jacksonville Jaguars needed a big play, Garrard would give you that Cinderella moment, coming out of nowhere and then getting the job done. And although his career probably wasn't as good as Mark Brunell's, he still was one of the all-time greatest Jaguar players. The Jacksonville Jaguars YouTube account lists Garrard as number 23 all-time as a Jaguar player, and I disagree with that. He should be much higher on that list, especially since he didn't always have the most talent around him. But let's not delay any further. As Flemlo Raps would say, this is what happened to David Garrard. Garrard began playing football at around 8 years old. And to no surprise to many people watching this video, many of his coaches didn't see his future at quarterback. When Garrard attended Neal Middle School in Durham, North Carolina, his coaches instead put him at fullback. He was so big that he was basically the Mike Allstott of middle school football, as he pretty much carried the opposing defenders down the field. And according to Garrard, he didn't mind playing fullback. I was happy with the arrangement because I got the majority of the carries, said Garrard. I never even thought about playing quarterback. In fact, it was his preteen and early teenager teammates who actually vouched for him to play quarterback. To test his ability to effectively play the position, his coaches would line up a handful of players 15 yards away from Garrard and tell him to zip the ball to them. After easily completing the passes, the coaches told him to put even more oomph on his throws, and according to Garrard's ego, he quote-unquote lit it up on his next several passes. And from that moment on, he was a future NFL quarterback. But Garrard playing the QB position still came with its set of drawbacks. Garrard entered the NFL when Donovan McNabb and Michael Vick were just getting their feet wet as a black quarterback in the NFL. And for people who weren't born in the early 2000s, it was very much a stereotype that coaches and GMs would stay away from drafting African American quarterbacks.
In essence, drafting a black quarterback came with its controversies. Remember when Eagles fans booed at the Donovan McNabb draft selection? It's obviously dumb to point out a purely racism problem since Randall Cunningham, Dante Culpepper, Vic McNabb, and others all got their shot at QB, but black quarterbacks were still very much a small number in the NFL when Garrard was a rookie. But being an African-American quarterback was not the reason why teams didn't draft him. Rather, it was a variety of factors. First of all, being from a mid-major school certainly didn't help David Garrard's draft stock. Interestingly enough, Garrard actually played against Byron Leftwich during their college years. Their lone matchup was an amazing college football bowl game where Leftwich's Marshall team somehow came back down by 30 points and defeated Garrard's East Carolina squad 64-61 in double overtime. This memorable GMAC Bowl game was a preview of both quarterbacks playing together on the Jacksonville Jaguars, where Garrard would get the last laugh by taking away Leftwich's QB job. Garrard got the nickname the Beer Truck when he played at East Carolina University, and the name definitely suits him due to his enormous stature. He explains why he got that nickname.
Coach Logan, he said, you know what, you run down the field and people get out of the way like a beer truck that's out of control. And I ran with it.
Secondly, while Garrard's East Carolina Pirates were very competitive during his time in Greenville, North Carolina, they still weren't a dominant squad. This is important to know because one of the reasons why mid-major quarterbacks like Zach Wilson can rise on the draft board is because their team was undefeated for most of the season. The old adage, you are what your record says you are, can sometimes define how valuable your quarterback play is to the team's overall success. In layman's terms, Wilson's undefeated BYU squad, until their loss to Coastal Carolina, proved to some NFL draft scouts that he's the real deal at QB. Garrard, you might ask? His best season at East Carolina was 9-3, which included ECU defeating the number 13 ranked Miami Hurricanes that season. A very good record at 9-3, but it was still a far cry from Alex Smith's undefeated season when he played quarterback at the University of Utah. Regardless of the reason why Garrard fell in the draft, the Jaguars took a chance on him in the 4th round, and they were rewarded with a fairly decent quarterback. Despite being diagnosed with Crohn's disease in January of 2004, the former ECU Pirate ended up getting honored for the 2009 Pro Bowl, won a playoff game, and even finished with just over 16,000 passing yards in his career. If you're not familiar with Crohn's disease, here's the SparkNotes summary of the illness. Crohn's is an inflammatory bowel disease that causes inflammation of the person's digestive tract. This disease can lead to abdominal pain, severe diarrhea, fatigue, weight loss, and malnutrition. While not usually life-threatening, this IBD can lead to kidney stones, inflammation of the liver, and inflammation of the eyes. To sum up, it certainly isn't easy playing the hardest position of the 4 major American sports and being malnutritious, aka having Crohn's disease. Thankfully for Garrard, Crohn's was very treatable in 2004 and is even more treatable today. The way to generally treat Crohn's is with immunosuppressants and steroids, although surgery might be required on a case-by-case basis. And that was the unfortunate case for Garrard, as he had to have surgery in June of 2004 to remove almost 12 inches of his intestines. Despite that intensive surgery, Garrard ended up staying in the National Football League until 2003, and he did more than just stay in the NFL. He showed why he earned the starting job from head coach Jack Del Rio. In the entire history of the Jaguars, only 3 quarterbacks have won a playoff game, Brunell, Garrard, and Blake Bortles. It's not the most impressive list of QBs, but it's still obvious that Garrard had a much better NFL career than his former teammate in Leftwich. Garrard flourished best when Del Rio allowed him to best utilize his dual-threat mentality. While his numbers aren't very flashy, Garrard gave Jacksonville stability at the position once they had to move on from Mark Brunell. Even with his so-so passing numbers, Garrard still led the NFL in third down passer rating during the 2007 season. His 2007 Jaguars advanced to the divisional round, where they had to face off against the 16-0 New England Patriots. We all know how that game turned out, as the Patriots wouldn't lose a single game that season until Super Bowl 42. But as good as Garrard was, he just wasn't consistent enough to stay in the league. His QB rating never went above 81, and his last 3 years were very mediocre. His 2008 season, his third to last one in the NFL, saw him throw just 15 touchdown passes to 13 interceptions. His passer rating finished just underneath 60. His 2009 season was even worse, with a QB rating of 54.4. And although he showed flashes of greatness in 2010...
Okay, there we go. So Mike 3 is yours, right? Test 1, test 2. Okay, Mike 3 is yours.
It was time to draft the future in Blaine Gabbert. Gabbert turned out to be a bust, but it also turned out that the Jags still made the right decision in cutting Garrard. The beer truck's engine seemed to die out once he arrived in Miami. He had arthroscopic knee surgery during the 2012 training camp and the Dolphins were forced to release him due to injury problems on September 4th. In a span of 3 years, from 2010 to 2013, Garrard suffered multiple knee injuries, as well as undergoing surgery on his herniated disc. He attempted a comeback with the New York Jets in 2013, but that inevitably fell through as he suffered through complications with knee swelling. He retired as a Jaguar in March of 2015. So what happened to Garrard? Well, he outplayed his original draft position, but he showed at times why he lacked the arm talent and decision-making to become a star in professional football. His passes lacked touch at times, and he sometimes forced the ball in unnecessary tight windows. However, Garrard's life has been anything but unsuccessful. He's currently a spokesman for 121 Financial Credit Union, and he's a role model for kids at the Painted Turtle Camp. The Painted Turtle Camp is specifically made for kids having to endure the issues of living with Crohn's disease. Garrard never became as good as Mark Brunell, but he was certainly a better QB than Leftwich and Bortles. But most importantly, Garrard overcame the problems of Crohn's disease and being slightly big for the position. The beer truck might never become the next coming of Big Ben, but I don't think that Garrard has any regrets about his NFL career. And that's it for today. Make sure to comment below if you liked the video and subscribe to our channel.
Here we go. All right.
5, 4.
Pause. Hold on. It's sports broadcast. It's presented by Sports Broadcast Solutions, correct? Okay.
5, 4, 3, 2.
Welcome into the pregame show presented by Sports Broadcast Solutions. I'm Carly Bell, joined by Jack Burns Jr. for St. Ignatius. You guys coming off that win last week, heading into this week, what was the prep for Crete heading into this game?
I think it was just staying strong and keeping the week with a lot of energy. I mean, a lot of teams go through the week not having an extra day of practice on Friday, and coming in today was a mental day. I mean, we all had to come in this morning and wake up and do our stuff on our own and get ourselves together for this game.
You know, when you were looking and prepping for Crete, what were some things that stood out that you're like, this is something we really need to be prepared for?
Something that definitely stood out was how they run their offense. They do a lot of stunts where they want to catch you off sides or they want to get the flag for it and get the easy penalty. So Crete really just goes for the small stuff. They want to win big, so they take the small stuff.
Now, you know, if you win this, you know, you're heading on into the next level, into the quarterfinals. What, just everything that you guys have done for this program this year, seeing a playoff journey possibly continue, what would that mean for you guys?
Unbelievable. I mean, it would be a great way for the seniors to end their year, and it would be a great thing to put in St. Ignatius history.
All right, thank you so much, Jack, and you have a good luck today in this game.
Thank you.
All right, thank you, man. Appreciate it. Good luck today. We'll be right back with some game coverage.
Sports Broadcast Solutions is a broadcasting network for everyone. For those of you that just want raw footage of your sporting event, but no play-by-play or color commentary, you just need us to live stream video from the event over the internet. We will live stream your event on YouTube on our Sports Broadcast Solutions channel. In addition, we also have a dedicated channel on YouTube for live streaming at SBS Livestream. And if you need multiple channels, we can utilize Facebook Livestream and Instagram Live on our channel as well. Options include commercials from your sponsors, professional scoreboard graphics are still available, and of course, yes, pre- and post-game interviews are available as an option if you want.
We've been working really hard this whole summer and stuff.
Whatever your sports broadcast needs, we are at sportsbroadcastsolutions.com. Check us out and become part of the digital sporting world. It's October 26th, 1991, Game 6 of the 91 World Series at the Metronome in Minneapolis, Minnesota. It's an unlikely matchup between the Atlanta Braves and the Minnesota Twins. The Twins won the World Series just 4 years ago, but like the Braves, they weren't supposed to be here. Kirby Puckett is at the plate, and you might know what happens next on this 2-1 pitch. And for that, I'll give you a virtual high five due to your ability to use the internet. But for those of you who don't want to cheat via Wikipedia or BaseballReference.com, let's get in that DeLorean and crank it to 88 miles per hour. It's time to travel back in time, or as SB Nation would say, let's rewind. The 1991 Fall Classic was far from straight chalk when it comes to the gambling mindsets of sports bettors. According to TampaBay.com, the Braves were once 250-1 odds-on favorites to win the World Series. If you bet $100 on the Twins in spring training, that was a great bet, as they were 100-1 odds to win it all. In fact, both teams finished in last place in their respective divisions the year prior. The Braves were actually in the National League West back then, and although they'd be dominant in the later part of the decade, the beginning of the 1990s wasn't friendly to Bobby Cox's team. The first year of the 90s saw the Braves finish the regular season at just 65-97, but general manager John Schuerholz saw something in Cox, and the fiery skipper became the head honcho on June 23, 1990, replacing Russ Nixon. It didn't lead to an improvement when it came to wins. The Braves were 25-41 when Nixon received the pink slip, and they finished the year 26 games out of first with Cox as the manager. Still, the players seemed to respond to the 50-year-old skipper the next season. The Braves were notably better, but a World Series appearance still seemed very unlikely on July 11th. A .500 record at just 40-40, the Braves were on the cusp of being sellers at the trade deadline. But then something happened. The Braves just refused to lose. An incredible 54-28 finish to the season saw the Braves 4 wins away from a National League pennant. They clinched the division on the second to last of the season, with the Braves remaining in first place from September 20th until the clincher on October 5th. The stunned Los Angeles Dodgers couldn't believe it. How could a Braves team who were at .500 practically halfway through the season keep them from an NL pennant? As for the Braves themselves, next came the Pittsburgh Pirates, led by Silver Slugger Barry Bonds. If the regular season was crazy enough for Atlanta sports fans to start believing, the 1991 National League Championship Series was something we probably won't ever see again. 4 shutouts took place in the series, including 3 1-0 shutouts. The Pirates were the heavy favorites to advance to the World Series. A 98-win team, the Pirates won the division by an easy 14 games. John Smiley won 20 games for the Buccos, the last time a Pirates pitcher won 20 games during the 20th century. Doug Drabick was the reigning NL Cy Young Award winner, and with Bombs and Bobby Bonilla still in the primes of their careers, there's no way that Bobby Cox's Cinderella story could still wear their gold slipper going into the championship round, right? Wrong. Tom Glavine, the 1991 NL Cy Young winner, was on this Braves team, but he actually underperformed in the series. Game 1 went to the better-seeded Pirates, a well-deserved 5-1 win to the higher seed as the Pirates scored the game's first 5 runs. Glavine was the loser in this one by walking 3 batters and giving up 4 unearned runs. Atlanta's David Justice hit a leadoff homer in the top of the 9th inning, but it was just too little, too late, as the Pirates took a 1-0 series lead. The Braves found a way to split the first 2 games at Three Rivers Stadium, with Steve Avery leading the way to a 1-0 shutout. Game 3 was all Braves. A 10-3 win as John Smoltz was the much better pitcher in the Braves' first home playoff game in nearly a decade. But games 4 and 5 were won by the Pirates, including a seemingly back-breaking 1-0 shutout victory in Atlanta. Zane Smith led the way for Pittsburgh in Game 5, and with their backs against the wall, Atlanta had to somehow win both games on the road to make their first World Series since arriving in the capital of Georgia. The Braves just wouldn't let their dream season die. Not only that, but they held the Pirates scoreless for the last 22 innings of the series. From the top of the 6th in Game 5 until the final out in Game 7, the Pittsburgh Pirates couldn't muster a single run. A 1-0 crushing defeat in Game 6 saw the Pirates 1 win away from elimination, and after the Braves scored 3 runs in the top of the first inning during Game 7, the Buccos offense went ice cold down the stretch. Steve Avery stole the show. He didn't give up a single run in his 2 starts. 16 2/3 innings pitched for the young stud on the mound, and he, of course, won NLCS MVP. But the Braves weren't the only weird newcomer to the postseason party. Just 4 years earlier, the Minnesota Twins were World Series champions. Gone were the days of Harmon Killebrew and Rod Carew, but these new Twinkies were still fan favorites. Kirby Puckett, a former junior college player, led the charge in center field. But interestingly enough, not a single player on the Twins had 100 runs batted in during the 91 regular season. The Twins weren't a team known for power. Puckett only drilled 15 homers in 1991, a huge contrast to the 1987 squad when he hit 28 homers. The 1991 Twins were scrappy, annoying, and hard to beat. Designated hitter Chili Davis was the only Twin with over 25 home runs, and the lone 20-game winner on the pitching staff wasn't future Hall of Famer Jack Morris. That distinction went to Scott Erickson. Still, the Twins cruised to an AL West Division title by commanding 8 games. And after dismantling the Toronto Blue Jays in just 5 games during the ALCS, it looked like the Twins had the upper hand for the 1991 World Series crown. After all, the Braves barely squeezed into the World Series, while the Twins looked like the far more superior team. But the World Series started anyway, with Cox proving to the rest of the world that he would become one of the game's all-time great managers. Down in an early 0-2 hole, the Braves looked like a completely different ball club when they flew back to Atlanta. 3 straight victories at the old Fulton County Stadium, including a 14-5 convincing victory over the seemingly unbeatable Twins, put the Twins in major trouble. Just like that, Tom Kelly's squad looked all but done. The problem was, they weren't. Plus, they still got to go back home for Games 6 and 7, assuming they could force a Game 7. The 1991 World Series became one of the all-time greats, and Game 6 was no exception to the rule. The Twins struck first with 2 ball players crossing home plate in the bottom of the first inning. The Braves seemed to have the momentum back after Terry Pendleton hit a 2-run bomb in the top of the 5th. Determined to play Game 7 at the old Hubert H. Humphrey Metrodome, the Twins got the lead back in the bottom of the frame. And after battling to a leadoff walk, Don Gladden stole second base. A couple of flyouts later, including the sacrifice fly by Puckett, gave the Twins the lead back. But don't count these Braves out. Up by a run in the top of the 7th, Kelly allowed starting pitcher Scott Erickson to run back out there. But after a leadoff single to Mark Lemke, Kelly had no choice but turned to Mark Guthrie. Guthrie started off okay with a strikeout to Jeff Blauser, but then location and accuracy came to bite him in the butt. A walk to Lonnie Smith, including a can't-have-it wild pitch, put Kelly in a tough spot. Guthrie was able to jam Terry Pendleton, but with Chuck Knobloch playing a double-play depth, Pendleton's little nubber got enough of the AstroTurf to give him ample time to claim the infield single. Just like that, we have bases loaded, and Kelly was forced to go to the bullpen yet again. In came Carl Willis. It was also decision time for Kelly. Should he bring the infield in, bring in the corners and play double play depth, or play double play depth around the infield? The Twins decided to play back with the middle infield, and it cost them. Ron Gant's ground ball in between the third base and shortstop hole allowed him to beat out the fielder's choice, and the Braves were once again in business.
Gant with a good jump out of the box just beats the play.
A 3-3 tie with runners on the corners. Willis was in a huge pickle, but he threw a devastating 2-2 off-speed pitch to Davis Justice to get him to swing and miss. The lead was gone, but the tie still remained. The Twins had a golden opportunity to retake the lead in the bottom of the 8th. Puckett stole second base with 2 outs, but Shane Mack couldn't drive him in. Nobody got close to tying it in the 9th, so Braves fans had to wait until extra innings to see if their team would be sipping the champagne in the locker room. Remember, this was a big deal for Braves fans. Atlanta hadn't won a World Series since relocating from Milwaukee, and the city of Atlanta had never seen a professional sports team win a championship up to this point. Atlanta nearly obtained their first lead of Game 6 in the top of the 10th. A leadoff single by Pendleton looked to be great for the Braves, but a stolen base attempt, or perhaps a hit and run, led to a slow-moving line drive and an easy double play for the Twins. So much for that potential rally. The Twins went 1-2-3 in the bottom of the 10th, so we went to the 11th. The Braves somehow got another leadoff single, this time by Sid Bream. However, Bream probably should have been at second base, if not for his oft-injured right knee. He crushed the first pitch down the first base line, but couldn't advance into scoring position. Keith Mitchell had to pinch run for him, and in this era of old-school baseball, stolen bases were more commonplace. Mitchell got caught stealing on the first pitch of Brian Hunter's at-bat, and that pretty much did in the rally. No more base runners for the Braves. Should Cox allow Alejandro Pena to pitch into the 11th? Pena might be needed for Game 7, so Cox is pretty much forced into allowing Charlie Liebrant to man the rubber in the bottom of the 11th. Liebrant probably wasn't the ideal choice. He had an ERA over 4 coming into this pitching appearance, and with Puckett leading off the inning, Cox was just praying Liebrant could force a 12th frame. And now Puckett can make history with a walk-off blast. But to understand how memorable this home run could be for Puckett, you have to know his life's history. Puckett grew up on the south side of Chicago. He was so small for center field, just 5'8", that he didn't receive a single scholarship once he graduated from Calumet High School. He actually entered the workforce right out of prep school at the Ford Motor Company. Luckily for him, Bradley University, an NCAA Division I school in the Missouri Valley Conference, gave him a shot. He then had to transfer to Triton College due to becoming academically ineligible at Bradley. However, he had what it took to play at the next level, and the Twins took a huge risk by drafting a junior college ball player with the 3rd overall pick in 1982. They obviously didn't regret taking the shrimp beef but full of energy ball player. He ended up making it to the big show in 1984 and helped lead the Twins to a World Series championship 3 years later, their first one since relocating from Washington, D.C. He never missed the All-Star game since 1986, and he was the 1991 ALCS MVP award. He was absolutely brilliant coming into this at-bat. He tripled in Knobloch, made an unbelievable catch in the 3rd inning, and has 2 of the 3 Twins' RBIs tonight. According to multiple reports, he told players in the clubhouse they could jump on his back tonight and he would carry them to victory. Well, here we stand. A 2-1 count on Puckett. It's a tie game in the bottom of the 11th. Can Puckett get on base or even crush a legendary walk-off homer to preserve Minnesota's incredible season? Or can Liebrant jam Puckett and face off against Chili Davis, who is already 0 for 4 on the night? Here comes the 4th pitch of the at-bat. Welcome to a moment in history.
The hitter swings at the arm motion. Into deep left center for Mitchell, and we'll see you tomorrow night.
The Twins went on to win a memorable Game 7 by a final score of 1-0. Jack Morris pitched an unbelievable 10-inning shutout.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome to another production of Sports Broadcast Solutions. My name is Kyle Smith, alongside my partner in crime, Bob Vilsoe, for another production of SBS. It is 6:52 p.m., which means it's about some time for some high school football. It's the round of 16 between the St. Ignatius College Prep Wolfpack and the Crete-Monee Warriors. And Bob, Crete-Monee's the 7th seed, but they're a very good team, especially last week. They beat Chatham 51-0.
Yeah, they've got scores that are otherworldly. 73-0. I mean, I looked at them earlier. They can win by a lot of points. They know how to score points with this offense. It's a very balanced attack. 1,300 yards passing, 1,700 yards rushing. So St. Ignatius has to play honest against both the run and the pass, whereas St. Ignatius, their offense is pretty much mostly on the ground.
And for St. Ignatius, Bob, do you feel the need to score a little quicker than you would in a normal game, especially against this offense on the opposing side? Josh Franklin, one of the games this season, he had 8 touchdowns.
Yeah, boy, you got the key on him. He's the leader in rushing yards, passing yards. He's got some all-purpose yards. This guy is an absolute stud. So then the question is, you think, well, this is a one-dimensional team, right? Just stop him. No, not when you score, 3,000 yards total yardage. This is a very good team.
And for St. Ignatius, partner, with this triple option offense, can they have enough on offense to compete with Crete-Monee? I know they're at home. I know they're the higher seed. I know they have a better record than Crete. They play in that very tough Chicago Catholic League. But is this the test that proves how great the St. Ignatius team really is?
Well, there's 16 teams left, right? Right, and then they're ranked 15th, and Crete-Monee is ranked 30th. So right now, you have to say that St. Ignatius, despite that balanced offense from Crete-Monee, is the favorite. And with that, I hate to call St. Ignatius one-dimensional, but with that one-dimensional running offense, it's hard to stop. So it'll be interesting to see if Crete-Monee can stop it.
What can Jack Burns and the defensive ends, defensive tackles on St. Ignatius do to slow down Josh Franklin?
Yeah, it's another good question. I think any defense would be like, don't let him run wide. Force him in the pocket, force him to have to pass. Don't let him get loose on runs. Kind of like a Justin Fields type of a quarterback, right? He can throw the ball and run around your defense. So you have to stay on the ends. Don't let him get around you on the end.
For St. Ignatius, even though they're playing at home, do you feel like they're a little bit worried about the running attack for Crete-Monee? Look at their numbers. Joseph, 9.2 yards per carry. Obviously, Franklin, and then Elias Jr., even he has 6.1 yards per carry.
Oh, you better believe you got to be worried about it. I mean, those scores that the Crete-Monee has run up is enough to scare anybody. I don't care who the opponent is. Crete-Monee has an offense, and it's not that one-dimensional at all. As much as we think it's Jackson, passing, Jackson running, they have a team around him as well and a strong defense. They can shut opponents out.
For Crete-Monee, what do they have to do to slow down this triple option? The only team that's been able to do it successfully is Fenwick and a little bit of Marmion as well.
Well, you have to stuff the middle, so it starts with your defensive tackles. St. Ignatius will continue to pester the middle, go middle, looking for that 40-yard break. And that's what Crete-Monee is going to have to do. They're going to have to stuff that middle and force St. Ignatius to go wide. But St. Ignatius will be able to do that. But I think you're going to see a lot of runs up the gut and, keep a low-scoring game, clock running kind of a game.
My prediction, St. Ignatius 35, and I think they're going to slow down and stifle this Crete-Monee attack. I think it's going to be 35, St. Ignatius 14, Crete-Monee.
Yeah, that's a good prediction. I would go 28-21. I hadn't thought about it ahead of time, but I'm still taking St. Ignatius 28, 4 touchdowns, right? And Crete-Monee 21, and of course you notice all the scores are divisible by 7. So no running in for 2, no field goals. But I do think now that the teams are getting better late into the tournament, you're going to see more punts on 4th down than you might during the regular season. Here, both teams have good defenses, right? So if it's 4th down and 8, 4th and 11, I don't think you're going to see teams make. Now, maybe if they're at the 20-yard line or something like that, 30-yard line, they might go for it on 4th down. But if you get stopped at midfield on 4 downs and you've got like 6 or 8 more yards to go, I don't think you're going to see them running or even trying to pass that for a 1st down. Those are going to become punts today.
We're going to take a break. Coming up next, the pregame festivities, including the national anthem. You are watching SICP against Crete-Monee here on SBS.
Sports Broadcast Solutions is a broadcasting network for everyone. Instead of spending hundreds or thousands with all these college recruiting sites, let us put together your college highlight reel. For just a fraction of your potential college scholarship and significantly less than these recruiting services, we got this. In addition, we put together highlight reels for teams, including high school, your club team, or travel team.
My teammate gave me a great pass, and I just took it. The other team slashed me, took the opportunity, saw where the goalie was weak, and I just shot it there.
Solon, O'Connor, and Marsh back on defense. And Marsh gets a blowout. We got a breakaway at 2-0. A shot, and a goal! So, 3-3. The power play was officially over.
Whatever your sports broadcast needs, check us out at sportsbroadcastsolutions.com. Check us out and become part of the digital world.
Missing your child's sporting event just plain stinks. But you don't have to worry about that anymore, thanks to Sports Broadcast Solutions. SBS is a live broadcasting network, as well as covering your on-demand needs, recruiting videos, highlight reels, and much, much more. We can broadcast live to any website, and we also post as much on-demand content as you need. For more information about SBS, check out our website at sportsbroadcastsolutions.com. Sports Broadcast Solutions, a broadcasting network for everyone.
Yeah, so it's really good right now.
On behalf of the administration, faculty, and students of St. Ignatius College Prep, we welcome you all to our Fernelli Field as guests for tonight's IHSA second-round playoff game. We ask that you now pause your pregame activities. And gentlemen, please remove your hats for tonight's national anthem. Tonight, we have history teachers, Sister Mary Ignatius, and theology teacher, Sister Mary Esther, to sing our national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight, o'er the ramparts we watched, were so gallantly streaming. The rockets regular, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave. Sister Mary Ignatius, Sister Mary Esther, thank you very much.
Well, I got to tell you, that was one of the prettiest renditions of the national anthem I've heard in a long time.
That was a lot of fun. The nuns doing the national anthem doesn't get much more fun than that.
Yeah, and I wonder about the one by one players coming out of the bushes over there. What do you think is behind those bushes?
Well, I'm not going to say why they're going behind those bushes, but if you're an adult, you probably have a good idea why.
That's pretty funny. So the national anthem, he pops out and then puts his hand on his heart, stands all by himself in the bushes, and looks up like no problem at all. It tickled your funny bone on that one, huh?
I wasn't expecting it. That's what makes great humor. That's why The Hangover, in my opinion, is the greatest comedy of all time. It's just everything about that movie is unexpected. And I love Superbad and I love other comedies, but nothing is quite like The Hangover Part 1. Anywho, we have a football game tonight, and it's going to include those players that were also behind the bushes, including Jake Lowe. And partner, they're going to get the ball, and for St. Ignatius, you got to score some kind of points here, either 3 or 7. You really don't want to go 3 and out and give the ball to Josh Franklin right away.
Well, you hate to say it, right? That's the name of football. The first drive, the second drive, that's going to say a lot. Every drive matters, especially with these running teams. The drives are extended, they're long time, they move the chains, and there's not going to be that many different possessions. So every possession is going to be really important. Of course, isn't that like the most captain obvious?
Crete-Monee, led by head coach John Konecki, will kick. Bloss is deep for the Wolfpack. No kicker listed on the roster. Terrible kick. It's going to take a 3-hopper and then picked up by Malloy. He'll do a stutter step move and then finally brought down by the Warriors. First and 10 for the Wolfpack, led by their quarterback, Jake Petro. Crete-Monee, they're 7-3, so they can be beat. They were actually beat earlier in the year by a fellow Chicago Catholic League team in Joliet Academy. And partner, for St. Ignatius, you just got to throw out the records. Just do your thing, what's been working all year long.
Well, in my book and in the rankings say that they're the favorite here. Both teams are good, though.
Petro, one in the backfield. Malloy fakes going in motion. Petro, quarterback keeper, gets out to the left. He's going to get the first down and more.
Really good start.
In case you were wondering if the Wolfpack had any jitters, Bob, sure didn't look like that on that snap.
That's what you try to do. Start out strong at the beginning of the game and show people who's in charge, and that's why you want the football first also.
And we talked about how great Crete-Monee has been on offense here, but Bob, they haven't seen a triple option like what the Wolfpack can do.
No, and they're very strong, although they run up the middle an awful lot. Really wears you down on defense.
That time they ran at the defensive end. Fullback dive. Rugai on it. Gets a couple of yards. He is tough to bring down. The single season all-time rusher at St. Ignatius.
Yeah, every time we see him, he's well over 100 yards.
If you're St. Ignatius, partner, do you settle for 3 or you're thinking 6 all the way?
Yeah, no, I don't think any of the team here is going to settle for 3. I think if they have a chance, they're going to make on 4th down, punch it in. 3 points is not in anybody's plan unless it's late in the game and you're down by 1 and you're at the 10-yard line or something.
Petro audibling at the line of scrimmage. One in the backfield. Malloy goes back out to the left. Jumbo set for the Wolfpack. Now Bloss in motion. Petro up the middle. Doesn't get much. It'll be 3rd and long. A late push on the tackle. But Petro was not officially down yet, so no late hit. The late tackle was by Armani Carr, the combo linebacker / running back. Decision time for the Wolfpack. It's 3rd and long. Ball's placed at the 46.
Well, and this is when you check the wind, because I'm thinking play action pass, right? So where's the wind coming? Where is it going? You look at the flag, and it's blowing right at us. So it's a crosswind. And there's offsides.
And offsides against the Warriors. A huge call in favor of the Wolfpack.
Encroachment on the defense.
Now it's definitely 4-down territory unless you get sacked.
Which changes the play call. Probably smash it right up the middle.
I'm calling a quarterback keeper right at the A-gap.
That's probably a good call.
By the way, the text line's open tonight. Your favorite high school, college, or NFL memory, text 330-957-7653. Third and short for the Wolfpack, inside of Warriors territory. Petro is leading the offense well, almost another offside. Jumbo set for the Wolfpack. Petro hands it off. Does not get it, and I think you got to go for it if you're St. Ignatius.
In midfield, it's a scary play because if you don't get it, you're giving the ball away at midfield. They got to feel like they've got an offense that can gain 2 or 3 yards in every play. But I think if I were in this position, I'd punt it away. Make Crete-Monee go 8 first downs, not 5 first downs, but they're going for it, looks like to me.
They might do an old refrigerator Perry play. Justin Scott enters the game. 6'5", 315 pounds.
I don't think he's in there to block.
We'll see. Let's see what they want to do. If you were head coach Matt Miller, would you consider giving it to the 315-pound tailback in parentheses?
Well, he looks like he's on the line here, so it's not going to happen.
They're going to put him on the line.
I consider it, you bet.
They run it up the middle. 1st and 10 for the Wolfpack.
It's their bread and butter play up the middle.
But Parter, good defense by Crete-Monee, except for that offside. They're forcing St. Ignatius to get 2, 3, 4 yards at a time.
Yeah, St. Ignatius is going to have to work for it.
And for Crete-Monee, if you give up 6, you have more than enough on offense to get a quick comeback. If you're Crete-Monee, do you consider blitzing soon, or do you just want to go with your normal set?
No, I think I stay in my normal set. So far, the defense is wonderful. I mean, 4th down, they had to go for it and make it. Just sweep right.
Malloy, jet sweep. That's their bread and butter as well. That stutter step move. Delivers him out of bounds. Gain of over 7. So it'll be 2nd and a very short 3.
Well, it was hard earning the yards up the middle, so they ran it up the middle enough, right, to make Crete-Monee stay honest up the middle, and now they ran wide. Very smart offensive sets so far this game for St. Ignatius. No complaints about their coaching, that's for sure.
St. Ignatius College Prep looking to go to their first ever state quarterfinals. Petro again. Fakes the handoff, goes right into contact. 1st and 10 coming up for SICP. What's the best comp for him, Bob? I know it's hard to say Lamar Jackson, but he runs this option offense like a great quarterback.
So I got lost on that. What was the what?
The comp, the comparison.
Oh, who would you compare to in the pros?
Yeah.
See, everybody we pick is going to be a very, very favorable comparison.
Obviously, you don't run the option in the pros, but sometimes you run a little RPO with Robert Griffin III and Lamar Jackson. But, man, he is just something to watch at the quarterback position, Jake Petro.
Well, this is a well-rounded offense.
All right, Bob. For Crete-Monee on defense, do you consider cheating in because of all these quarterback sneaks on the option play?
You know, even though this drive started back at, what was it, whatever the yard line was, 40 or something like that, and they've moved the chains every time. If I'm Crete-Monee, they're coming upfield slow enough. They had to get a 4th down gain. I don't think I'm changing anything yet. I'm not panicking. I'm not pulling the goalie. It's just the first drive. So don't change anything would be my advice so far, at least not yet.
And for St. Ignatius, do you want to run as much clock as possible?
I think both teams are going to run the clock by virtue of their running offense. Timeout on the field, though. This is a way to stop the clock. Looks like equipment timeout, though, right?
Yep. A free timeout for St. Ignatius. Each team gets 4. Second and manageable for St. Ignatius. Rugai in the backfield. Option play, and that's going nowhere. Bloss fumble. Did he get it back? I don't really understand that play call, partner. The quarterback sneak was working all drive long. Why go to the pitch play there?
Well, it's going to be 3rd and something, but you got to be a variety of offense. Otherwise, the defense can dig in on you. So actually, I got to tell you, I like the play call going left, going wide. I'd like to see St. Ignatius run more wide than they normally do. But, you know, you're talking about, what, 9-1 team, and I think I know better on where to run the ball. So I'd say, you know, the call was good. it just got stopped.
Just didn't get executed.
Right. Now here's the trick, though. You need to get to first down yardage on 1 down. Otherwise, you're back to 4 down territory. So you got to pick up about half of it.
Bestry's got a boot. I think you got to consider putting points on the board with your kicker.
Yeah, I don't think they'll kick.
Bloss in motion. They're going to pass. Petro steps into the pocket. He's going to run with it. And he was hit behind the line of scrimmage, and he falls forward to the 21. Well, about a 38-yarder if they kick it.
Yeah, I think they got what they wanted. They got half of the yards back. Now they're going to try to get these last 5. Now the question is, get these last 5 on the ground, just like not just like they did, because that was quarterback draw, right? Or a running play. If it were me, I think I'd run wide right and see if they can't get the yards on the long side of the field. They're going to kick.
Yeah, I don't blame them one bit.
Yeah, but this doesn't look like a field goal kick. It does look like a field goal
Bestry is their kicker. Do you have enough guts to call a fake field goal pass?
I think they got too many guts here from here. It's a 37-yarder. There it goes.
Okay, snap. The hold was there. The kick's got the boot. Does it stay in? It does.
Wow.
Kick is good for Bestry, a 38-yarder, and it's 3-0 St. Ignatius as we go to break here on SBS.
Sports Broadcast Solutions is a broadcasting network for everyone. For those of you that just want raw footage of your sporting event, but no play-by-play or color commentary, you just need us to live stream video from the event over the internet. We will live stream your event on YouTube on our Sports Broadcast Solutions channel. In addition, we also have a dedicated channel on YouTube for live streaming at SBS Livestream. And if you need multiple channels, we can utilize Facebook Livestream and Instagram Live on our channel as well. Options include commercials from your sponsors, professional scoreboard graphics are still available, and of course, yes, pre- and post-game interviews are available as an option if you want.
We've been working really hard this whole summer and stuff.
Whatever your sports broadcast needs, we are at sportsbroadcastsolutions.com. Check us out and become part of the digital sporting world.
3-0 St. Ignatius as the kick by Bestry from 38 yards is good.
Very interesting kick in the first place that they went for it. He's got a leg. You said he made a 45-yarder when?
Last season.
Yeah.
Another kick. This time it's a good one. They've had trouble with keeping those kicks in bounds.
Well, he practiced on that field goal.
Still on his feet. Stutter step move. Dancing to the 35-yard line. Great return by Lionel Billups.
He's got a boatload of receiving yards.
Well, that'll get the Warrior offense excited. There's so much athleticism on this Warrior team. They're led by their quarterback, Josh Franklin. He actually came to the high school as a wide receiver, defensive back, and kick returner. He credits all his success to his quarterback coach, Quincy Wood's terrible pass, as Billups had to be almost Shaq to catch that one. A little bit of jitters that time from Franklin?
Yeah, I don't know how to answer that. He threw it high. Maybe on purpose. He saw that if the receiver caught it, it would be intercepted. Tackled right away. But that was almost intercepted.
They're going to split the wide receivers. Nobody in the backfield. 5 wide receivers set as they put Chance in motion. There's Franklin on the quarterback keeper, and this speed of St. Ignatius shows it there. He's brought down for a short gain. And Bob, you got to go north and south on this Wolfpack defense. You go east and west, you're going to be asking for problems.
Well, the good thing is they're only down by 3, but I'm right there with you. The first pass is incomplete. Now you got a long way to go on second down, and
now
it's third down and just as long.
Nobody in the backfield again. Wolfpack are offside, not called. How'd they miss that one, partner? 3rd and 8. Franklin again with the hard count. Steps into the pass. Little high. It wasn't the greatest pass, partner, but I would have liked Evans to get a little bit better of an attempt on the catch.
Yeah, I don't know how to answer that, but what it does mean is they got a punt.
The way they would go for it, you would think.
Oh, this is way too on their own side. No, they got to kick this away. But this is great for us, great start, exactly what St. Ignatius wanted. Well, maybe they wanted a touchdown, not a field goal, but certainly to stop Crete-Monee and then get a chance to go up by 2 scores, even though one of the scores is a field goal. Good kick.
It's a short one, and the Wolfpack yell poison, and it just stays there near the 40. They'll mark it at the 41. A terrible punt, and great field position for the Wolfpack. We'll stick with the action here, and partner, that did not look good on offense for the Warriors.
Well, it was the first set of downs, right? It's early in the game. They're still only down just the field goal. At least they put St. Ignatius back on the other side. But now they got to count on their defense, and St. Ignatius is a well-rounded team. You know they're going to run a couple up the middle and then 1 wide, 2 wide maybe, play action. They got to keep the offense guessing here, keep the defense guessing here.
The Wolfpack trying to keep Billups Williams in check. He had 9 catches for 146 yards against Joliet Catholic.
Yeah, he's got some 900 for the season.
Petro hands it off. And they're going to lose yardage.
Yeah, that's what we got to see from Crete-Monee. They got to have confidence in their defense to stop this offense, get the ball back.
Cross at the carry. 36, Kendall Taggart on the tackle.
And partner, is the wind blowing in or wind blowing out tonight?
Well, we look here at that flag. Remember, it was blowing right in our face. Now it's just sitting there, not blowing anywhere. And the kick didn't look like it was affected either kick. Well, the punt maybe, so could be the wind's going maybe left to right a little bit. And the field goal was good left to right. I think there's really wind isn't a factor at all.
So for a game we thought might be a shootout, so far it's been a defensive battle. Second down for the Wolfpack at the 40-yard line. Handoff, not going much of anywhere. And good job on the tackle by Elias. It's either pronounced Elias or Elias. Either way, it's 3rd and long coming up for St. Ignatius. And they did not give them forward progress on either of the runs, so 3rd and 10. Unless you get 8 or 9 yards, partner, probably going to be a punt.
Yeah, that's what I think.
I just don't know if you want to give Franklin good field position.
No, you want him to have to go 80 yards, not 50. And you've got the lead.
Albert Connor was in motion. And St. Ignatius did not like what they saw. Matt Miller calls timeout. We'll take a timeout as well. It's St. Ignatius 3, Crete-Monee nothing here on SBS.
Missing your child's sporting event just plain stinks. But you don't have to worry about that anymore, thanks to Sports Broadcast Solutions. SBS is a live broadcasting network, as well as covering your on-demand needs, recruiting videos, highlight reels, and much, much more. We can broadcast live to any website, and we also post as much on-demand content as you need. For more information about SBS, check out our website at sportsbroadcastsolutions.com. Sports Broadcast Solutions, a broadcasting network for everyone.
We appreciate you watching the broadcast. 3-0 in favor of the Wolfpack. Texter from 865. This is the former Chicago resident listening at work in Tennessee. Go Wolfpack in honor of his dad, Clyde. Unfortunately, Clyde just passed. He loved watching the Wolfpack and loved the school. His favorite NFL moment was Thanksgiving 1980. Bears were down to the Lions. Are the Bears ever down to the Lions? It seems like that's the one team they can beat. They fake the handoff. Petro's going to pass. And they're going to call that a catch. That was a friendly call. Looked like it hit the turf first. Meanwhile, Malloy running with it. Partner, what do you think? You think that hit the turf? It sure looked like it from my vantage point.
I can't say I saw it hit the turf for sure, but I was thinking Nagy on that. They called a timeout on 3rd down to throw a screen pass.
We're going to watch our replay. Our videographer, Carly Bell, says it was indeed a catch. Didn't get much on the catch. And one of the rare times that we see St. Ignatius punt, led by their punter, Henry Helms. They punt so few, he's not even listed as a punter on the roster.
Oh, he's going to hit it right here. Hit a coach on the head.
An okay punt. It gives Crete very good field position with 1:16 remaining in the quarter.
So no harm done for Crete. Crete-Monee this situation. They've got the ball back almost at midfield and just down a score still.
Hopefully Franklin can shake off what happened that first drive. He did not look in rhythm and crisp with his wide receivers.
Yeah, that was just the first set of downs, right?
St. Ignatius putting a lot in the box. They pitch it out to the right to Franklin. He's going nowhere fast. Lost at least a yard, maybe two. Back to that text from the 865 area code. Bears scored a TD with no time and hit the extra point. Bears won the toss in overtime, returned the opening kick all the way to win. Dave Williams was the game-winning touchdown.
Was that against Tampa Bay? Did it say?
Detroit on Thanksgiving.
I think I have a photo way back when of that kick return. I don't know why I took it, but it was on the TV, and I replayed it and took a picture of the screen when I was younger.
Screen pass out to the right. It's going to be the biggest gain of the night for the Crete-Monee Warriors. I like that, partner. You get him in space and trust in your blockers, go straight up with it. First down for the Warriors. They finally get into St. Ignatius territory. Ignatius runs a lot of clock. Faking the jet sweep. Franklin again out to the right. Ignatius, one tackler, the other guy trying to pound that ball out of there for the fumble. Second down coming up for Crete-Monee, and they will let the clock run. It is 3-0 St. Ignatius here at Fort Ellie Field. You're watching Sports Broadcast Solutions, a broadcasting network for everyone.
Sports Broadcast Solutions is a broadcasting network for everyone. Let SBS broadcast your sporting event. We have experience and can generate excitement and permanent digital memories for your team.
Tonight. That time, finally a goal for the Stampede.
We have professional videographers using high-definition modern-day cameras, color analysts, and play-by-play announcers with state-of-the-art, classy graphical scoreboards to keep you updated. Plus, we have commercials to advertise your team, club, or sponsor, and us. Plus, we do pregame and postgame interviews.
Hi, everybody, and welcome to the postgame show brought to you by Marion Central Catholic. My name's Kyle Smith. But my name doesn't matter. These young ladies matter. It's senior night as the Hurricanes win a battle down the stretch, 48-46.
Hi, I'm Carrie Kramer. I swim 50 breast, 50 free, and 100 back.
Whatever your sports broadcast needs, we are at sportsbroadcastsolutions.com. Check us out and become part of the digital sporting world.
Second and a very long 9 for the Warriors. Wildcat that time to give it to Johnny Evans. And the PA guy's speaker blew out. So third and long coming up for Crete-Monee. That's the first time. We've been doing games for 3 years. That's the first time the speaker ever blew out doing games.
Well, we always wind at this. The speaker is right above our head and always very, very loud.
If you don't know what's happening at St. Ignatius, you probably didn't go to Fort Ellie Field that night. Little jet sweep, going nowhere. Fourth down, I think you got to go for it if you're the Warriors. What do you think, partner?
Yeah, I'd be more conservative. I think they are going to go for it. There's only 3 yards to go. I would punt it myself.
It's so hard, though, when your team not known for punting. There's no punter listed on the roster. We've seen that earlier in the season. Teams that aren't good at punting, they've had trouble with the snaps. They're going to pitch it out to the left. St. Ignatius gets good penetration. They're going to hold him. He might have fumbled, too, as St. Ignatius is saying they have the ball. Either way, they would get it, either on a fumble or a turnover on downs.
Yeah, I guess you have to go back and question the wisdom of not punting. Now you're giving St. Ignatius the ball 20 yards upfield, but that's their mode of operation.
We could talk about that at halftime. I think it's the good decision. For one, this defense has looked pretty darn good for the Warriors. Number two, when you're a team not known for punting, you could be a bad snap. It could be a block punt. A million bad things can happen when you're not so good on your special teams.
Well, and that's the thing that you have to practice. You have to get good at that.
I get it. But
16 teams to go in the state.
Yeah, you got to find a way to get your punting game together, that's for sure.
Yeah, well, 16 teams in the state, you're going to have good, strong defensive teams. You can't just give the ball away on a 4-down turnover.
Option play to the left. They get it to Bloss. He's got a block from Malloy. But good job on the penetration, the counter on defense by the Warriors, led by Karan Mines. Final reminder, text line is open tonight, 330-957-7653. All FCC regulations do apply. Another jumbo set coming up for the Wolfpack. Fullback dive. They get it to Lowe. Is his new nickname partner behind the bush Lowe?
Uh-oh.
Third and long coming up.
That sounds like one of those I don't think I should touch with a 10-foot pole, right?
What do you think, play action?
If I'm St. Ignatius, they have the ability to throw it downfield. I guess if you're going to put it in the air, put it deep. Go for deep. Stretch this defense out.
Fly route or a wheel route?
Oh, fly. Just get downfield.
See if they try to do a double move. Another jumbo set. Third and very long. We're going to call it 7. They run it. I don't know about that play call unless you feel confident going for it. I would not go for it, but the Wolfpack have been so surprising this season with their offense and special teams.
Well, yeah, not to be mean, but I think if they're going to run that play, I think they're going to find out how good their punter is. But it looks like they've got the quarterback on the field. They're going to go for this, too, at midfield, 4th and 4.
Do you consider doing a hard count, trying to draw them offside, then calling the timeout?
Absolutely, or back up and punt it. Looks like they're really going to go for it, though.
I don't know about this play call. They try to draw them offside. There we go.
I think they thought they did it.
Remember, the whole hand has to go across the line of scrimmage, or you line up. He did.
They got him.
They got him. That's why St. Ignatius is the higher seed partner. It's not just the big things, it's the little things like that.
That's a big mistake.
I just don't think Crete-Monee is used to that, though. They haven't played the kind of competition that St. Ignatius has played all year.
Well, that's what happens with the downstate schools. Chicago area has tremendous football teams compared to downstate. We may have a disagreement with our videographer here. She's not from downstate.
She worked downstate, though. Malloy in the backfield, as is Rugai. They're going to put Scott on the offensive line for this drive. Rugai, again, they are stifling him right at the point of attack.
Well, in Crete-Monee, I guess you can't exactly call them downstate, but they're certainly not Chicago area.
I think once you get south of Joliet, you're outside the suburbs. And for the longest time, I accidentally pronounced it Juliet. That was a big no-no. It's always Oregon, never Oregon. It's always Joliet, never Juliet. Second down and long for the Wolfpack. The Cinderella story continuing this season.
You think Crete-Monee is Cinderella-like?
No, the Wolfpack.
Oh.
They've never even won a playoff game in the IHSA coming into this season. Matt Miller did not like what he saw. He called a timeout. We will take a 30-second timeout as well. It's Crete-Monee.
Missing your child's sporting event just plain stinks. But you don't have to worry about that anymore, thanks to Sports Broadcast Solutions. SBS is a live broadcasting network, as well as covering your on-demand needs, recruiting videos, highlight reels, and much, much more. We can broadcast live to any website, and we also post as much on-demand content as you need. For more information about SBS, check out our website at sportsbroadcastsolutions.com. Sports Broadcast Solutions, a broadcasting network for everyone.
708 texter. Happy anniversary to Jack and Bella, the class of 2020.
I'm impressed you're getting texts.
Do you still need me to teach you how to do a text message on your flip phone?
You know, I resisted a long time for getting pagers at work, but once I got the cell phone with the texts on it, oh my gosh, that changed the world.
You know what I want to do is buy one of those old 1980s cell phones and see if I can use them.
A bag phone?
Yeah. Jumbo set for the Wolfpack.
I can say I never had a bag phone.
Ball's at midfield. Right up the gut. Big carry for the Wolfpack.
Really good blocking in the front line.
They ran at that time to Rugai. Do you consider a no-huddle look, or do you want to just continue to drain that clock?
Yeah, we haven't really seen no huddles from St. Ignatius in the past, so I'd say no, they're probably not going to do that.
It's getting a little chippy, a little nippier here in St. Ignatius. Showing blitz, and Crete-Monee was almost offside again.
I can't blame him for being a little jumpy.
They run it to Rugai, fullback dive, a lot of power from Vinny. Offensive line helping him out. They push him in 3 more yards closer to the pylon. What do you think here, partner? A running play, or do you consider passing?
No, I think you keep it on the ground. First down, you've got the clock and the lead in your favor. It's only a field goal lead, but it's still a lead, and you've got the ball. Keep the clock running. You're moving.
St. Ignatius.
St. Ignatius loves to run up the middle with your guy.
Trying to get to their first ever round of 8. Only loss this year. They were 1 yard short. Flag on the play. And false start against the Wolfpack. Both teams have not committed a lot of penalties, although that encroachment really hurt Crete-Monee on this drive.
Yeah, it did. It allowed St. Ignatius to hold on to the ball without a decision on whether they have to punt or not. It was a huge, huge play. Effectively a turnover.
5:45 to go. They run Malloy in motion. They're going to pass it. Petro still in the pocket. He's going to step up, and he gets a couple on the quarterback sneak. Second down coming up for the Wolfpack. They're going to spot the ball at the 30. Only points in the game, a 38-yard field goal by Bestry. We were at Triton College last night. That was a heck of a game, and we're having the same thing tonight here in Chicago.
Yeah, these high school games are so much fun to watch and to be a part of. Interview the players before and after the game. See how excited they are.
Bestry, pitch it out to Malloy. It's going to be a hold against the Wolfpack. And Malloy, lucky he didn't fumble there. He was just trampled by 3 defenders.
My eyes went right up the middle on that fake. So excellent ball control.
But partner, I don't mind the hold there, because if he didn't hold, Malloy was going to lose yardage anyways.
Well, I think you never want to take a penalty on purpose.
For sure, but if you get beat like that bad, sometimes you just hold and hope they don't see it. You also don't want your running backs to get killed back there either.
Yeah, this is when you want to type in, instead of second and let's say 20, you want to write in second and 2 miles. Second, it's even more than 20 something.
The first down marker is near the 20. Most likely going to be a punt. 3rd and long coming up. What do you think here, a draw play or a counter play?
Again, I'd like to see him throw downfield. I'd like to see the stretch the defense out, see if they can play defense or not. It'll make the running game easier later. This is definitely a passing situation. I would throw it downfield and all the way. Go for a touchdown. Go for a long pass. If you have to take an outlet receiver down, 5 or 10 yards, okay. Keep most of your players in, cover, give maximum protection on your quarterback. But I'd throw it downfield. That would be me.
Cronin is on the sideline with an undisclosed injury. Petro still has it. And he fumbled, but the Wolfpack might have gotten it back. Crete-Monee says they have it. We'll see what the signal is. Petro saying he was down. Closest Wolfpack to the play was Foster Schwartz. Now Schwartz is shaken up. He's going to stay in there. It's got to be a punt. I would be shocked if they went for it.
Well, it's 4th and a long 10, maybe 11.
Do you consider a pooch kick with your quarterback?
I absolutely would. I want to give the ball away, make the other team run 80 or 90 yards downfield on me.
And a hard count encroachment really doesn't help you here because it's 4th and about 10.
Well, and they fell for it once. Probably not going to fall for that twice.
I don't get it. Short pass.
That's not going to get it done.
I just don't get that one bit. And actually, now Helms is going on the field. Did they have it wrong on the Jumbotron? I thought it was 4th down. It was 4th down, okay. Because Helms is also the punter. So you get kind of confused sometimes if he's there on defense or for special teams.
Well, Crete-Monee is bent so far, but absolutely not broken. Just 3 points is it. They've got the ball, 75 yards away about for a touchdown? So they have to, again, be feeling pretty good about themselves. They're not the favorite, but it's going to be a close pick-em type of a game.
Can you slow down Josh Franklin for another 2:53 and 24 minutes in the second half?
I think they just called timeout.
Crete-Monee did not like what they saw at the line of scrimmage. Timeout called. Did they signal towards St. Ignatius or Crete?
Crete.
Okay.
Crete-Monee called time.
It was because I thought they signaled towards St. Ignatius. It was indeed called by Crete-Monee. We'll take a 15-second break. You're watching the Wolfpack against the Warriors here on SBS.
This is Sports Broadcast Solutions, a broadcasting network for everyone. Check us out at sportsbroadcastsolutions.com and become part of the digital sporting world.
Got it. Couple of texts from 847. My dad, Mike Oxmall, is watching from home. He's the class of 1980. Shout out ex-St. Ignatius quarterback Richard Ponce and defensive end Jack Coolidge. Class of 2020. They run it up the gut. Safety tries to tackle him, can't. Finally, a tackle near the 40-yard line. A huge run by Evans.
Yeah,
and that might finally awaken the Warriors' offense.
Yeah, huge run was an understatement. What a great time for that.
Shout out from Bella Aguayo, class of 2020. She got out of the hospital. Get well soon for Bella. Shotgun formation. Risky pass. Almost was picked. And it turns into a big gain for the Warriors.
Yeah, just needed a little more zip on the pass. Nice execution on the play, though.
Passing game not really working for Crete, but now the short passing game and the running game is starting to come to fruition for the Warriors.
Yeah, just a yard to go for a first down.
2nd and short. And St. Ignatius is going to stifle him at the line of scrimmage. 3rd and short coming up. Lost at least a yard, if not 2. You got to think, though, 4-down territory for Crete, unless it's a ridiculously bad sack.
I believe it. And if I'm Crete, I run up the middle both times to try to pick up a yard and a half, and then, 2.5.
Yeah, way too long for a field goal, even though the conditions allow for it. Need to get the first down to even consider 3. Josh Franklin up the middle. It is not working for him tonight.
Right, so he got his yard. Now he's got to get the other yard and a half.
I don't know if he got a yard.
Yeah, very little.
I'm kind of surprised they haven't run it with Evans again after he was so good on that carry 3 plays ago.
Well, I think you'll see them run wide this time, so more likely Evans gets the ball.
And the students have finally come here at Fornelli Field. It's not a full crowd, but pretty good for a Saturday night game.
Yeah, this is 4th and 4. This is farther away. They were not favorable on that mark at all.
4th and 4 for Franklin. And Crete-Monee, and it's a sack! Sack by Burns, who we had in the pregame show. Partner, what are you seeing from this D-line for St. Ignatius? How are they able to get so much penetration on this passing attack?
Yeah, it's just they beat them up, ran forward as many blockers as they could, tacklers as they could, and just overpowered the line. Crete-Monee has to think about running wide on those sooner, quicker, or pitching it wide to a wing.
And the problem is even the screen passes from Franklin are shaky tonight.
Well, St. Ignatius, give them credit on defense. They're pitching a shutout late into the second quarter. I mean, they've only got, 53 seconds before halftime? Even though they've only scored 3 themselves, if Crete can't get on the scoreboard at all, the 3-0 lead can hold up.
Crete-Monee with just 1 timeout, St. Ignatius with 2. So if St. Ignatius wants, they can run out the clock or be aggressive with some passes. Rugai off the left guard. And he's brought down close to midfield. What do you do here, partner? Do you spike or call a timeout?
I think their game is to continue to run. They're going to try to continue to run, would be my guess. On first downs, clock stops. Where are we, 50 yards?
Restarts again. And Rugai runs it past the 45. His knee might have been down at the 46, though. And we saw that crazy scenario last night, partner, where Rochelle got a first down, but they ran out of timeout, so they had to spike it. And it was near the goal line when they did that.
We've got about, 26 seconds to go here, running
Jumbo
wide again,
set.
out of bounds.
They do a jet sweep with their wide receiver. That time they get it to Connor. Also goes by Mulcrone. He's from Immaculate Conception, St. Joseph. Low-scoring game, 21 seconds remaining in the first half. We started around 7 o'clock tonight. It's 7:42 right now.
Boy, he's like third and a less than a yard for a first.
Shout out to Ben Jackanoff, class of 88. Go Pack Go. Jumbo set. They're going to pass. Petro in the pocket. And that's not going to anyone.
They had to try it, though.
Was there a lack of communication there, partner? There were 2 wide receivers close to the same spot of the throw.
Well, I think it's the play is designed to go that way, and it was just covered well, and he didn't go to a secondary receiver on that.
Yeah, the 2 wide receivers were close to each other. I'm wondering if there was a lack of communication there. Usually one runs the slant, the other guy runs the fly. That stops the clock. It is 4th down.
I think they're probably going to put another one into the end zone and expect if it doesn't work, Crete-Monee can't score.
They run it again.
They're going to call time.
If that was 4th down, we do have some mistakes on the Jumbotron, but if that was 4th down, that should be a turnover on downs.
Well, they got the first down.
But they did get the first. And St. Ignatius will call timeout. We'll take a 15-second timeout as well. You are watching St. Ignatius against Crete-Monee here on SBS.
Check us out at sportsbroadcastsolutions.com and become part of the digital sporting world.
There's our wonderful student section. 12 seconds remaining in the quarter as we go back to our normal camera soon. But Bob, I'm kind of shocked by this. 3-0. I expected to be at least 14-10 at half.
Yeah, we projected, 28-21. You had 35-14. Projected a lot of points for these 2 running offenses. I think what we forgot to take into account is both teams have good defenses as well.
They run Malloy in motion. 38 yards away from the end zone. They're going to pass it again. Rolling out to his right. Steps into the throw, it's underthrown. Looking for a pass interference, but that was just good coverage. All right, probably the Hail Mary play here.
I think that's what that just was. He just doesn't have the arm to get it all the way into the end zone. Yes, they'll try that again, I would think.
Do you consider a hook and ladder or some kind of crazy trick play, or is that reserved for the fourth quarter?
I don't know what they practice. No, I think they'll just probably throw it downfield real far. I suppose maybe a screen pass and try to run it in, but I think they'll just heave it.
And contrary to popular belief, Chris Peterson from Boise State did not invent the hook and ladder. But he made it famous. Second down and a very long 10 for the Wolfpack.
Well, it's more like, what, 2nd and 38?
They're just going to run it. I like the play call. Why risk something on a pass? Wolfpack are up 3-0 as we go to halftime. We'll take a 5-minute break and then give you some halftime analysis. You're watching the Wolfpack against the Warriors here on SBS.
Sports Broadcast Solutions is a broadcasting network for everyone. Instead of spending hundreds or thousands with all these college recruiting sites, let us put together your college highlight reel. For just a fraction of your potential college scholarship and significantly less than these recruiting services, we got this. In addition, we put together highlight reels for teams, including high school, your club team, or travel team.
My teammate gave me a great pass, and I just took it. The other team slashed me, took the opportunity, saw where the goalie was weak, and I just shot it there.
Stolen. O'Connor and Marsh back on defense, and Marsh gets a blowout. We got a breakaway at 2-0. A shot, and a goal! So 3-3. The power play was officially over.
Whatever your sports broadcast needs, check us out at sportsbroadcastsolutions.com. Check us out and become part of the digital world.
Four years at St. Ignatius College Prep means 720 days of walking into a cornerstone of Chicago's history, engaging with over 1,450 students from all over the city and state. If you were to imagine those 4 years by combining all the individual moments into days lived, what can it boil down to?
Time spent riding public transportation adds up to 30 days, moving outside your comfort zone, expanding your horizons.
You'll devote a sum of 78 days to competing on the track, field, court, on the ice, or in the pool. 8 days cheering on the Wolfpack, becoming part of something larger than yourself.
37 days singing and dancing on stage, finding your passion, uncovering new ones.
Navigating international diplomacies with Model UN for 48 days.
51 days working through complex proofs and equations in the Math Resource Center.
Celebrating our Catholic Jesuit tradition for 16 days at Mass in Holy Family Church.
25 days hypothesizing and testing in labs.
Participating in community service for 17 days. Living our mission as a woman or man for and with others.
32 days spent studying in the library. Okay, and maybe a few sleeping.
95 days of homework, learning vocabulary, developing presentations, preparing for tests, becoming a lifelong learner.
Waiting in line for a panini for 5 days.
10 days spent on the couches in formation and ministry, growing in faith and kinship.
Looking to the future with college counseling for 8 days, all the while supported through the journey.
And hopefully, 0 days in jug.
For so many, so much more, every single day spent as part of a community, a family, a network of friendships that extends far beyond 4 years. Every single day rooted in values to drive each day forward.
150 years of tradition stands at 1076 West Roosevelt Road. How will we write the next chapter in school history?
With you. We need the one and only you. A journey like no other awaits you with the Wolfpack. Each special moment, one day at a time. Come write your story at St. Ignatius College Prep.
My name is Rustin Broussard. I am the math department chair here at St. Ignatius College Prep. I think one of the things that I like the most about being the math department chair here is observing my other teachers and seeing them in action and promoting those skills and passion, ideas for classroom learning within the department. The second thing that I really appreciate in our department is that we offer several programs for students to study additional mathematics, to take more math in their 4 years here. Our students here at St. Ignatius will experience a variety of math classes, and it's dependent upon the student's readiness and desire to study math. Some of our students will begin in Algebra 1, some will begin in Geometry, some will begin in Algebra 2, and then the class progression will continue along with some students finishing in pre-calculus, others finishing in calculus or multivariable calculus, or even differential equations. The additional offerings from our department in addition to classes would be a math team which competes against other schools in competitions for state and at regional level. Our department also offers an opportunity for students to be nominated to participate in a summer actuarial academy, and that is conducted by the University of DePaul here in Chicago, and it's a one-week opportunity to learn more about actuarial sciences. Our students will learn here in their math classes how to think, how to problem solve, how to use logic, and to make greater meaning of their world.
Sports Broadcast Solutions is a broadcasting network for everyone. Let SBS broadcast your sporting event. We have experience and can generate excitement and permanent digital memories for your team.
Tonight. That time, finally a goal for the Stampede!
We have professional videographers using high-definition modern-day cameras, color analysts, and play-by-play announcers with state-of-the-art, classy graphical scoreboards to keep you updated. Plus, we have commercials to advertise your team, club, or sponsor, and us. Plus, we do pregame and postgame interviews.
Hi, everybody, and welcome to the postgame show brought to you by Marion Central Catholic. My name's Kyle Smith. But my name doesn't matter. These young ladies matter. It's senior night as the Hurricanes win a battle down the stretch, 48-46.
Hi, I'm Carrie Kramer. I swim 50 breast, 50 free, and 100 back.
Whatever your sports broadcast needs, we are at sportsbroadcastsolutions.com. Check us out and become part of the digital sporting world.
My name is Mary Ellen Schneider, and I'm the Fine Arts Department Chair at St. Ignatius. I'm proud to say that we probably have at least 50% of the student body involved in one of the visual or performing arts throughout their career here. It's important for the students to be involved in the arts here because they learn something that they can enjoy for a lifetime. There's no cap on how old you can be to be a musician or a visual artist and create. Our talented students are very creative. Beautiful things are displayed around the school. They also get very excited about productions and concerts, performing for others. And there's so many options for you and so much for you to have fun with. I love being department chair because it's exciting to be able to lead a group of other artists and to see them be able to be involved in the arts. Sometimes at the high school level, it becomes very selective. We have so many things here that are inclusive of students at all levels.
Sports Broadcast Solutions is a broadcasting network for everyone. Let SBS broadcast your sporting event. We have experience and can generate excitement and permanent digital memories for your team.
Tonight. That time, finally a goal for the Stampede!
We have professional videographers using high-definition modern-day cameras, color analysts, and play-by-play announcers with state-of-the-art, classy graphical scoreboards to keep you updated. Plus, we have commercials to advertise your team, club, or sponsor, and us. Plus, we do pregame and postgame interviews.
Hi, everybody, and welcome to the postgame show brought to you by Marion Central Catholic. My name's Kyle Smith. But my name doesn't matter. These young ladies matter. It's senior night as the Hurricanes win a battle down the stretch, 48-46.
Hi, I'm Carrie Kramer. I swim 50 breast, 50 free, and 100 back.
Whatever your sports broadcast needs, we are at sportsbroadcastsolutions.com. Check us out and become part of the digital sporting world.
We appreciate you watching this broadcast. Welcome to the halftime show brought to you by Sports Broadcast Solutions. I'm Kyle Smith alongside Bob Bilsoe. And Bob, we got a couple of shout-outs that we want to give a shout-out to. Class of 2026, Terry Collerton, Michael Kofoid, class of 2020, and we already did Ben Jackanoff. So all those shout-outs we do appreciate. The text line goes until the end of the fourth quarter, and partner, we've had a heck of a game. We just haven't seen a lot of points scored.
It's going to be a game of adjustments at halftime here. So here's the trade-offs. Both teams are playing well. They're stopping the other team from scoring. Only a field goal has gone on. That's it, right? So do you make the adjustments or you do not make adjustments? Or is it one of these things you can only make adjustments on the offense? So if I were Crete-Monee, what would I do on offense? I think what I would do is throw downfield more. Let's test the defense for St. Ignatius, right? Now, we've seen in the past, St. Ignatius has had some receivers roam free in the secondary. So if I'm Crete-Monee, I think I would throw the ball a lot more in the second half. They can do both. They've got 1,300 yards rushing this year, or 1,700 yards rushing, 1,300 yards passing this year. Okay, but now for St. Ignatius, what we've seen from them is whether they're ahead or behind, they stay true to the triple option. So they're still going to run a lot up the gut. Why change that? They are ahead. But I think that what they have to do now is maybe not quite so many runs up the middle and go more wide. Quarterback draws, I think, pitches out wide to get outside the defensive, the linemen, make the linebackers, maybe the corners, make more tackles. So I think we're going to see which team can adjust more. But at this point in time, it's effectively, even though it's a 3-0 game, it's a tie game. Any touchdown from anybody is going to be a difference maker in this game.
What do you think the adjustments that Josh Franklin needs to do? He has not been sharp tonight at the quarterback position.
Yeah, they have to run some plays downfield, long plays. Let them throw it up. Now, I don't want to say up for grabs, right? But clearly up high, up deep. Let the receiver run under the ball. I think they have to throw it downfield, not just short passes, not screen passes, not be too safe. Zing it downfield. Let's let his unlimited talent, let him win the game.
And for St. Ignatius, what do you do in the second half? Do you be conservative with the offense, or do you want to try to get as many points as possible and force Josh Franklin to possibly make some mistakes throwing the football?
Yeah, I don't think they're going to count on those mistakes. I think I just would run outside more instead of right up the middle. The St. Ignatius is a very, and I have to say this in the right way. I'm going to say the wrong word, stubborn. They're a stubborn offense. They like to run right up the middle, right? But I think in this case, the defenses are getting better, right? And they need to run wide and see if you can't stretch out the defense, tucker them out a little bit. But what goes unsaid with that is if you're an offense and you run wide a lot, that means your guards and your tackles are pulling too, and your guys can get tired. So that might be why sometimes they like to go run up the middle themselves a bit.
We're going to take a break. The second half is coming up next here on SBS, a broadcasting network for everyone.
Sports Broadcast Solutions is a broadcasting network for everyone. Instead of spending hundreds or thousands with all these college recruiting sites, let us put together your college highlight reel. For just a fraction of your potential college scholarship and significantly less than these recruiting services, we got this. In addition, we put together highlight reels for teams, including high school, your club team, or travel team.
My teammate gave me a great pass, and I just took it. The other team slashed me, took the opportunity.
Sports Broadcast Solutions is a broadcasting network for everyone. Let SBS broadcast your sporting event. We have experience and can generate excitement and permanent digital memories for your team.
Tonight. That time, finally a goal for the Stampede!
We have professional videographers using high-definition modern-day cameras, color analysts, and play-by-play announcers with state-of-the-art, classy graphical scoreboards to keep you updated. Plus, we have commercials to advertise your team, club, or sponsor, and us. Plus, we do pregame and postgame interviews.
Hi, everybody, and welcome to the postgame show brought to you by Marion Central Catholic. My name's Kyle Smith. But my name doesn't matter. These young ladies matter. It's senior night as the Hurricanes win a battle down the stretch, 48-46.
Hi, I'm Carrie Kramer. I swim 50 breast, 50 free, and 100 back.
Whatever your sports broadcast needs, we are at sportsbroadcastsolutions.com. Check us out and become part of the digital sporting world.
St. Ignatius against Crete-Monee. I'm Kyle Smith alongside Bob Ilsaway. We're going to start the second half in a couple of minutes. Shout out to Mary Boyle, huge St. Ignatius supporter. Where are the fans tonight, partner? It's not a full crowd.
Yes, perfect weather, too. You would expect them to come out in droves for this game. But the crowd that is here is very faithful, very loud.
My cousin Anita is in the stands tonight, St. Ignatius, class of 2022.
Well, hello. She's one of those over there.
Shout out to Colin Pope, class of 2001. Now, when I had the text line, you're supposed to tell me your favorite high school, college, and NFL memory, but I guess that went out the window, but that's all right.
No, you have to do shout-outs next time. So next broadcast, instead of favorite high school memories, you have to ask for the shout-outs.
Well, my prediction was 35-14. Yours was 28-21. The way this game's going, it could be 10-0 St. Ignatius.
Well, if my math is right, didn't we predict the same number of points no matter what the prediction ended up being? So we're definitely the under here is happening. And I don't think there's going to be a plethora of touchdowns in the second half, but you never know.
St. Ignatius against Crete-Monee here on SBS. We'll take a 15-second break. You're watching SBS, a broadcasting network for everyone.
Missing your child's sporting event just plain stinks. But you don't have to worry about that anymore, thanks to Sports Broadcast Solutions. SBS is a live broadcasting network, as well as covering your on-demand needs, recruiting videos, highlight reels, and much, much more. We can broadcast live to any website, and we also post as much on-demand content as you need. For more information about SBS, check out our website at sportsbroadcastsolutions.com. Sports Broadcast Solutions, a broadcasting network for everyone.
Kickoff coming up for St. Ignatius. Bestry is the one to kick it. Evans is deep for Crete-Monee, as is Joseph Chance.
Ooh, a short kick.
Short kick. Did anybody touch it?
Well, it's a
Either
fair
way.
caught. I mean, that was a very heady move by Crete-Monee. Well-coached team. Short kick in the air. Just call a fair catch so you don't get drilled after you catch it for a fumble.
They're
very
working
smart
on
call.
Malloy on the sideline, working on a knee right now. We'll keep an eye on that throughout the game. Meanwhile, great field position for Crete-Monee, and even though St. Ignatius is dominated on defense, partner, it's only a 3-0 lead for the Wolfpack.
Well, yeah, and this drive you want to say is really important, but the reality is they're going to get the ball a couple of times, and if their defense holds, well, anything can happen. Crete-Monee has to be pretty happy with it so far.
Pump fake by Franklin, a double move. Helms was there. It's going to be pass interference against Helms.
Yeah, didn't we say they had to start throwing deep?
Close call, but I think that Helms did push. Luckily for him, it's a 15-yarder, not a spot foul. But partner, that was not a good pass. I don't know what's going on with Franklin, but this is not the Josh Franklin we've seen this season.
Yeah, it seems like he's probably got the ability to fling it further. But I liked what I liked what Crete-Monee did. Came out passing and passing downfield.
Franklin on the year averages 196 yards per game. Quarterback rating, a very impressive 129.
Let's see if they keep it in the air.
Franklin in the shotgun, one in motion. They're going to run it off the left guard. That's not going anywhere. Stifled by the Wolfpack. They try to run it to Chance Joseph.
Yeah, so review, right pass, 10 yards, right? Run, nothing.
Second and a very long 9 for Crete-Monee. Breaks through a tackle, close to the first down.
Yeah, that pass, I think, needs a little more zip on it, but at least it was completed. They got a new first. Well, do they have a first down?
They're going to keep the clock running. He was not brought out of bounds. 11:10 remaining in the quarter. St. Ignatius and Crete-Monee. Winner goes to the round of 8. Quarterback keeper with Franklin. He got the first down. Does St. Ignatius consider blitzing here, partner?
They've shut him out so far. So again, I would go back to I wouldn't change anything, but that's the trouble. If you don't change anything and Crete-Monee made the right changes, you could be in trouble. I don't think I would blitz. I think I would worry about receivers running free in the secondary.
This is a Warriors team. They scored 500 points. Fakes the handoff, and that was a very slow to moving play, but that time out to Evans, and he made something out of nothing.
Well, that was a long option, right? You take it or I take it. Let's decide here for a while.
Credit the offensive line for having enough push up front to allow Evans to have some hesitation on the handoff.
That's the advantage to running wide, right?
Franklin has just been shut down by this ferocious St. Ignatius defense. Rolls outside the pocket. Great job getting out of a tackle.
Great job.
On
that
the move.
Amazing
Past the
escapability.
20, past the 10. Another hesitation move. He's brought out of bounds.
The athleticism is just overwhelming there. Ball's what, the 3-yard line?
Looked like Franklin was going to be sacked, and Scott was the one who prevented the touchdown, at least for now.
What a great escapability shown by Jackson on that play. Franklin on that play.
What a game-changing play that play might be, as it looked like a sack. Instead, a gain of over 20.
And I think the passing downfield opened up St. Ignatius' defense a little bit.
It was all set up by that Helms pass interference. Pitch out to the right, touchdown for Crete-Monee. They give it to Terry Elias. It's a 6-3 lead for the Warriors. But partner, I mean, St. Ignatius has done everything well on defense tonight. You're not going to win many games scoring 3 points, so it's up for the offense to answer.
Well, that's exactly right. And St. Ignatius does have a good offense, so let's see if they can get in the incentive to win this game, or if they have time, whatever adjustments they've made are indeed going to work, or maybe they didn't make any adjustments. I guess they had to make adjustments. They needed to make it on the offensive side. 3 points isn't going to get it done either. But the game just became doubly exciting now that Crete-Monee can punch it in.
Are they going to get this playoff? You would think it would be a delay of game. There might be 12 on the field for Crete-Monee. Snap is good, kick, line drive kick, and they got it. Extra point is good. With 9:35 to go, Crete-Monee up 7-3 over St. Ignatius. You're watching SBS, a broadcasting network for everyone.
Missing your child's sporting event just plain stinks. But you don't have to worry about that anymore, thanks to Sports Broadcast Solutions. SBS is a live broadcasting network, as well as covering your on-demand needs, recruiting videos, highlight reels, and much, much more. We can broadcast live to any website, and we also post as much on-demand content as you need. For more information about SBS, check out our website at sportsbroadcastsolutions.com. Sports Broadcast Solutions, a broadcasting network for everyone.
(7-3). Josh Franklin has not thrown the ball well tonight, but he made up for it on that quarterback sneak.
That quarterback sneak for about 30 yards? It was a great run. The escapability on it was amazing. He was heading toward the sideline. Somebody was going, I don't know who it was going to tackle him, and he just sidestepped him, and all of a sudden, 27 more yards later, he's down at the 3.
For St. Ignatius, they just got to know what the score is. They're only down by 4. Touchdown gives them the lead back.
Well, it started out with a short kick. You question that sometimes. Kick it as far as you can and make them have the longest possible field in front of them. Franklin just made the field look short, though.
Good news for St. Ignatius. Crete is struggling with their kicking game. That was not a good looking extra point. Flag on the play. Was somebody offside?
Offside?
Yep, offside against the kicking team.
Yeah, every 5 yards matters on the kickoff.
You know, we might see one of those plays, partner, where the ball falls off the tee, but the kicker accidentally kicks it. It might be one of those games.
Well, there's not much wind today.
Every little play matters in this kind of close game.
Everyone does. Every block, every play, every yard. You want to say every inch. And to your point, that was not a deep kickoff. So St. Ignatius is going to get the ball right here with pretty good field position, I'm betting.
Crete-Monee, led by their quarterback, Josh Franklin, who's getting some interest from some Big Ten and Maxwell's. Terrible kick. One hops and picked up by the Wolfpack. Getting out, but a great defense on the kick by Crete-Monee, as it was picked up that time by John Kemp. And St. Ignatius with good field position, looking to answer after that touchdown by the Warriors. 9:31 to go in the third quarter. Only team to score a touchdown tonight is Crete-Monee.
Well, and that looms big. St. Ignatius has gone through a whole half without scoring any points. The winner moves on. The loser, well, goes fishing, right?
Ice fishing.
Ice fishing.
Unless you want to go to Alabama and fish. It's going to get ice fishing in about a week. Starting to get colder in Chicago. Jumbo set. They run it to Rugai. Rugai still on his feet. And he's brought down close to midfield.
That's a good way to answer back, though.
We appreciate everybody on the text line tonight. 330-957-7653. They're going to spot it past midfield. 1st and 10 for the Wolfpack at the 49. And I think the PA mic is not working, Bob, because we haven't heard him the whole third quarter.
Yeah, you're right. I hadn't noticed.
They run it up the left guard. Gets a couple. 4 down territory all the way here.
Well, on that half of the field, I would think so, yes. Although they obviously kicked the field goal early on, but I would say on this half of the field, yes, it's going to be a 4 down territory all the way, unless it's, 4th and 12 or something.
And how big was that decision to kick the field goal? A touchdown gives you the lead now.
Well, and if they didn't kick the field goal, would they have scored? A lot of people forget if you don't kick the field goal and you decide to make on 4th down, that doesn't mean you just scored a touchdown. You still got to get a couple more first downs and then the score.
They run it up to Rugai. Gets close to the 1st down marker. 3rd down coming up for the Wolfpack.
Yeah, Mooney's doing a good job on him.
And they're going to give him forward progress for the 1st down.
Oh, wow.
Past the 39. They're going to place it at the 39, actually. 1st and 10 for the Wolfpack. Rugai in the backfield. They put Liam Stanley at wide receiver. Petro hands it off. Not going to get much that time from Rugai. And now Rugai is getting into it with Terry Elias on the defense. Are they going to call it on the instigator or the guy who threw the football?
Hopefully they throw it on both, right?
I'm going to talk it over. This is a huge call. Should it be offsetting penalties?
It's going to be a big call, whatever it is.
I think you got to go offset, but we'll see what they want to do. $15-yard penalty, unsportsmanlike conduct.
Wow.
It's always the second offender, never the first one. And honestly, Bob, I think that's the right call. You can't throw the football at a player. I don't care what he said to you. You just can't do it.
So the ball is back to the 50-yard line.
They're going to mark it on the St. Ignatius side of the field at the 49. 15-yard penalty. Getting colder in Chicago. Foster Schwartz at wide receiver now. The Wolfpack 51 yards away from a touchdown. Jet sweep to Malloy. Malloy thought about passing it, and he will. Terrible pass. Should have been picked.
Terrible pass right to the defender who went right through his arms. Wow. I like the flea flicker. Another penalty.
This has to be on the defense, I would assume.
I'm thinking it's on the bench. Unsportsmanlike conduct on the bench.
Usually, if it's on the bench, they usually issue a bench warning.
Crete-Monee doing push-ups out on the field for not catching that ball.
Matt Miller's got to be careful, partner. He's going to get a 15-yard penalty for unsportsmanlike conduct. Starting to unravel right now for the Wolfpack. And after everything that's gone wrong for them in this quarter, partner, they're only down by 4.
Well, Crete-Monee made the right change on their offensive possession. So St. Ignatius is up against it here.
Third and a country mile after that unsportsmanlike penalty against Rugai. To Rugai again, not going anywhere. Should be a punt coming up for Henry Helms in the special teams unit. I think you can go to one play that changed this game. Josh Franklin on that quarterback sneak.
The missed tackle, and he took off for another 20 or 30 yards after that.
And we have a clock issue. They'll run the clock now. 7:26 to go. They'll finally stop it at 6:54. And now they rerun it. Punt from Helms. Really nice looking punt. It was touched. Ball's live, and it's going to be picked up by Crete-Monee. Dangerous play, partner. Was almost picked up by St. Ignatius. First and 10 coming up for the Warriors. I wouldn't say a touchdown would put this game away, partner, but it would certainly hurt for the SICP home fans.
Well, they got a long way to go to score again.
Possession arrow for CMHS.
You got to be real careful now, okay? They're a running team that does have success passing.
Crete-Monee with the ball, 6:37 to go. Nobody in the backfield, 5 wide receiver set. Franklin has struggled passing all night. Only thing that's really worked for them throwing the ball has been the screen pass. So for St. Ignatius, partner, do you cheat up the defensive backs for those screen passes?
I'm a little scared about letting receivers go in my secondary free. So, no, I'm not blitzing too much here. I'm going to play straight up defense still.
Field goal would still make it a one-possession game. And Crete-Monee not known for kicking anyways. Another screen pass. The blockers are out front. Might be a hold against the the Warriors. A late flag from the sideline.
I like this Crete-Monee passing attack, though. They're able to move the ball. Obviously, they don't need a penalty.
Got to either be a chop block or a block in the back.
Well, they saw the hold.
So I was right the first time. Usually, they call a holding call right away. Block in the backs, they take time to talk it over. It's a break for St. Ignatius, as it would have been a first down on that play. You got to give credit to the St. Ignatius defense. Josh Franklin at one point in the season, their 78-18 win, he had 469 total yards, accounted for 8 touchdowns. Not even close to that tonight.
Well, St. Ignatius is a real strong team. They do have a good defense.
Just haven't gotten a lot from their offense. Franklin looking to pass. This time he's going to be sacked.
He's got to hold on to that ball.
Oh, my God, he got out of it. Throws it downfield. It's going to be either picked or out of bounds.
The escapability is off the charts, and then he throws a ball up for grabs. Fortunately, wasn't intercepted.
Now, partner, was forward progress already stopped? St. Ignatius is going to say that forward progress should have been called on that play.
Well, maybe, but I didn't hear a whistle at that point.
What a break for Crete-Monee. It's been the Josh Franklin show, and he's not even having his best game of the season.
Well, St. Ignatius has an excellent defense. You're not going to get his best game of the year against these guys.
After all that, it's just second down. What looked like was going to be a 15-yard sack. Franklin somehow got out of it. And he somehow held on to the ball, too.
That was exciting. I really didn't see him get out of that jam there. He's amazing escapability. Something else that St. Ignatius needs to worry about.
I just don't know how you coach that. Unless you get so low, he can't get out of those kind of tackles. Easier said than done. They run it to Evans, not going anywhere.
Yeah, the way you coach that is tackle at the legs, not the body.
Just wrap those arms around the legs.
Right.
Third down, do you consider a pass or maybe just a quarterback sneak and you punt?
I absolutely think they should continue to pass. They've been successful at the passing offense.
The problem
they need
is
15
they're only
yards.
successful with those screen passes.
Well, they had a penalty downfield. I think I'd throw downfield again.
Yeah, there was a penalty. It was a very underthrown ball, though. In the pocket, Franklin goes to the sideline, close to the first down marker, did not get it.
Now here, unfortunately, it's real short, but I think you got to punt.
I would go for it.
In your own territory?
A first down here would almost be a backbreaker to the St. Ignatius defense.
Or, well, and of course the Crete-Monee punting game doesn't seem to be too strong.
The kicking game is very shaky.
Yeah, I'd still kick it away.
Do you consider, doing a hard count, trying to draw the Wolfpack offside?
That trick never works. We wouldn't see something like that happen in a game like today.
Sarcasm at its finest.
There was no flag there. I just hit the wrong button.
The imaginary flag.
They did kick it. Not very far, though. If they get the hop and they got the roll.
All right, I can understand it.
I like that play. It didn't look like a great kick, but it bounced probably further than it flew in the air.
Partner, do you think they did that mostly because this running game has been mostly stifled by St. Ignatius tonight?
Yeah, I don't think you want to give the ball away at midfield. If St. Ignatius is going to win the game, make them go 75 yards, which is about where the ball is.
They're going to place it actually at the 23. First and 10, Wolfpack in possession of the ball. So the Wolfpack will have it at their own 23. 4:32 remaining in the third quarter. Can St. Ignatius answer with a touchdown or 2 field goals? Right up the gut, Rugai.
Last one back.
And it is getting very chippy from Crete-Monee and the Wolfpack. Trying to instigate it, Karan Mines. You know what, I don't like that, partner. Let's just play football.
You don't like chippiness in the football game?
Well, I like football. I don't like pushing and shoving, trying to instigate the player to push you back for a flag.
Right, that I don't like that either, if that's really what he's doing, or maybe he's literally just mad.
Past the 35, close to the 40.
But it's a very competitive game.
I get it. You know, winner advances, loser go home.
Right. Nobody really wants to go fishing in this weather anyway.
Yeah, it's starting to get cold. So it always feels like it's colder in Chicago than anywhere else in the state. Second down for the Wolfpack at their own 39. They have been shut out of the end zone all night.
Oh, that's not going to work.
Doesn't get more blatant of a false start than that. It's going to be called on 52, Jake Rothgerty. He's from St. Joseph, the Northside Titans. False start, ball at the 34. It'll be 2nd and 15. Fullback dives just are not really working today.
And St. Ignatius continues to run those.
Yeah, they've had a lot of success with the quarterback keepers, but you have to keep in mind, the more times you run those, the more punishing hits that it goes to your quarterback.
Well, and at some point in time, the clock is going to be St. Ignatius' enemy here.
Especially, if Crete-Monee scores another touchdown, then you're down 2 scores.
And St. Ignatius, I don't think, has a 2-minute no-huddle passing offense, at least that we've seen this year.
2:32 to go in the third quarter. A beautiful night for football. It's just gotten a little colder. Third down for the Wolfpack. Petro looks to pass. He's got time in the pocket. Throws it to the right. And he's brought out of bounds by seemingly the entire defense of the Warriors.
Yeah, that you have to throw downfield a little bit more. 4th and 5 in your own end. I think you got to punt this away. We'll see what they do.
I just don't.
I don't see a punting unit yet. This is too risky. They got to kick this. Fourth and what, about 5 almost?
Ball at the 40-yard line.
Well, they're going to try for this pull them off sides trick twice, maybe?
Crete-Monee is very excited. Jumping up and down on the sideline, trying to force St. Ignatius into a false start. The Wolfpack, a huge play of the game. They try it again with the hard count. The Warriors are not fooled by it.
Well, like we said, that trick never works. All right, so now they're going to come in with the punting unit.
Delay a game against the Wolfpack. If you're Crete-Monee on offense here, partner, 4-down territory all the way, or do you just be conservative like you were the last drive?
I would stay conservative, especially if you get the ball in your own end zone. But let's see how far this kick goes. Not very far. So they're going to have the ball at midfield-ish.
Yeah, it's going to be past
45-yard
the
line.
45.
Yeah. So they have the ball at midfield. Stay conservative, run some clock, get a few first downs. But what did work, again, was passing. Even if it was screen passes, they were able to gain some yards. Terrific runner at quarterback.
Give some credit to these assistant coaches for Crete-Monee as well, especially the defensive coordinator. They have just created so many problems for St. Ignatius' offense tonight.
Well, St. Ignatius is a little bit one-dimensional. You would like to see them run more outside, and I would like to see them with a little bit more of a passing offense, maybe rollouts.
An even 2 minutes remaining in the third quarter. And it's going to be 1st and 10 at the 49.
Yeah, and conversely, St. Ignatius defense has done a fantastic job as well, holding Crete-Monee just to 1 touchdown.
I mean, the only big play they gave up besides that run to Evans, of course, the quarterback sneak to Franklin. Little counter play, that's not going anywhere.
I like the call, though.
I mean, you should win this game, partner. You give up 7 points. The defense has done their job.
Well, both defenses have done their job. All right, here again, I can see him throw deep right. Max protect, throw it deep.
I just don't trust Franklin right now. Another short pass. Couple of hesitation moves.
Yeah, he might have gotten the first down with all that.
That's the only thing he can really do with Franklin right now. He's just too shaky with the long passes.
So they're calling it 3rd and 1?
And maybe it's the curse of the PA announcer speaker. St. Ignatius was winning when the speaker was working for public address.
I wonder if there is something to that. As an opponent, you don't hear the PA system, which in some way helps you. Or if you're St. Ignatius, there's a flag.
There's a flag. Could be a hold against Crete-Monee.
What a shame. That was a great game. It's going to get wiped out probably.
If you want to gain yards rushing the football today, you're going to have to earn it. Every little inch in terms of holding that jersey is going to be a holding call.
Yeah, that's an unfortunate holding call. Let's see how far it backs him up. It should be the location of the hold -10.
They're going to stop the clock at 54.8. Greg Murray, William Wells, Patrick Wirtz, Quincy Woods, and a slew of others, assistant coaches for Crete-Monee tonight.
Well, yeah, and that hold effectively is a turnover because they got to make this first down 13 yards, or it would have been a first down upfield.
Franklin looking to run. Look at that.
Not
Franklin
a turnover.
Again with a huge gain.
Franklin is single-handedly winning this game. And another flag.
Another flag on the play. Could be unsportsmanlike against St. Ignatius. And at this point, partner, I mean, barking at the refs is part of the game. If that's what the call is, I don't like it.
Well, we don't know who they were barking at or what was said. But whatever it is, it's first down for Crete-Monee somewhere.
Sideline warning against St. Ignatius.
Another one.
Wow, what a game by Franklin.
So just 5 yards is all that they gave him. So 1st and 10 at the 15.
They had the chance, but it's just so hard to tackle that guy in the open field.
He's just got escapability.
I formation coming up. That time they roll Thompson in the motion.
Another
flag on the play. Could be a hold. .5. By the way, the text line is just for shout-outs and your favorite memory, not for how we are as broadcasters.
$10 yards.
Break for Ignatius.
Yeah,
I mean, partner, do you just do a quarterback sneak now? I mean, that's just what's really working for Crete-Monee.
No, I still try to throw it. I think St. Ignatius needs to cover the receivers better and try to throw it if you can.
Well, they're covering them.
If there's nothing open, then run.
Up the middle. Still on his feet. Great run that time by Franklin. He's got to have at least 3 times as many passing yards tonight. I mean, there's rushing yards as he has passing yards. That'll do it for the third quarter. Crete-Monee driving, looking to make it 14-3 if they score a touchdown here. You're watching the Warriors against the Wolfpack here on SBS.
Sports Broadcast Solutions is a broadcasting network for everyone. At SBS, we offer a professional broadcasting experience for the non-professional athlete. Just like the pros, we offer everything for you. Play-by-play commentary.
A no-hitter at Kane County Stadium. 15 strikeouts, 1 walk, 1 error, and that's it.
Color commentary, highlight reels, recruiting videos, and much, much more. Unlike our competitors, we zoom in on the action and always have a live scoreboard with a live time code. If you're ready to have your next sporting event feel like CBS Sports, then make sure to call Sports Broadcast Solutions today. Our phone number is 330-957-7653, or you can go online to sportsbroadcastsolutions.com. SBS, a broadcasting network for everyone.
Crete-Monee on top of St. Ignatius, 7-3. Looking for more. 2 big quarterback sneaks have kept Crete-Monee alive. Both times St. Ignatius had him, and he just found his way out of it.
Yeah, escapability would be the key word here at the end of this game if it turns out to end this way. Another score would be just brutal against St. Ignatius.
I just don't know how you can stop Franklin once he's in the open field. Second down, ball at the 15, running play. That time it was sniffed out by the Wolfpack. Do you consider 3 points, Bob, or is it 4-down territory regardless?
Well, we haven't seen much in the kicking game for Crete-Monee, so I think you're going to see them continue to run.
Clock continues to run, 11:39 to go. The Wolfpack and the Warriors on the bottom side of the bracket, looking to get to the round of 8. Screen pass. Out to the right, stutter step move. Didn't get much. Big 4th down. I think he got a kick, but who knows?
Well, I don't
then
think
again, if you don't have a kicker, that doesn't matter.
They have to get a better soccer team out there at Crete-Monee. It's hard to tell from here just how far away they are from a first down. But it's 4th down. They're going for it.
Probably a conservative play call. Franklin's got time in the pocket, looks downfield, has got a man.
Intercepted? Incomplete anyway.
Incomplete.
I think he dropped it on purpose. He had the interception, just put it on the ground gently.
I don't know about it depends where his knee was, because the rule is in IHSA, even if you haven't been touched where your knee is, it's an automatic down.
Yeah, he had no possession though.
Yeah, but if he had possessed it and his knee was down at the half-yard line, even though nobody touched him, it would have been 1st and 10 at your own half-yard line.
Yeah, he did a good job gently caressing the ball, letting everybody know he could have caught it if he wanted, but just put it on the ground. Very nice play very unselfish and nice play by St. Ignatius. But now they got a long way to go, but only down by 4.
After all that, you get a touchdown and you get some stops on defense, you can still go to the quarterfinals.
Well, and you ended up eating a lot of clock for Crete-Monee's perspective.
You don't think you need kickers until you need them.
Yeah.
If you had a kicker and you kick it, you're up by 7. Now, partner, here's an idea for St. Ignatius. Crete-Monee clearly doesn't have a kicking game, but in case Crete-Monee has a guy who sometimes can kick, if you were to score a touchdown, do you consider going for 2, forcing Crete-Monee to go down the field to win it on a touchdown?
Well, I always like the idea of going for 2. I don't know if in this situation that would be the right thing to do. In fact, no, I would absolutely kick this 7th point.
They run it to Rugai again. All-conference running back has just not had his game tonight.
Well, this Crete-Monee's defense has just been doing terrific.
Third down coming up for St. Ignatius.
A big third down. They got it.
Rugai gets into the open field. He's still on his feet. And will that ignite the offense for the Wolfpack? A big first down as he gets to the 40. All right, partner, 9:14 remaining as the clock stops on the first down. Do you think St. Ignatius is thinking this might be our last possession of the game?
Well, I don't think they're thinking that, but they are absolutely thinking that everything is 4-down territory here. And if you're thinking clock management ahead, then you got to score and don't leave much time on the clock for a Crete-Monee to come back.
The good news for St. Ignatius is Franklin has not been sharp throwing the football tonight.
Just can't tackle the guy.
That's it. That's all he's been able to do is screen passes, out routes, 5 or less yards, and quarterback scrambles.
Well, I can see how Crete-Monee has been able to run up the score. He just, it's so difficult to tackle him. What's that Tariq Cohen comparison, the human joystick?
Clock continues to run with 8:27 remaining. St. Ignatius driving. Second down for the Wolfpack at their own 45. Running play to Rugai. He's starting to get into a rhythm. He's still on his feet. Still on his feet. Past the 30. Here we go. Rugai is starting to get it done for St. Ignatius.
This is just outright desire. When they say if you play with heart, that's what it is. That's what you're seeing.
All right, partner. For Crete-Monee, if this ball gets past the 15-yard line, do you let them score to give your offense plenty of time?
No way.
Rugai again. That time he was stifled after a 2-yard gain. A lot of time, even if St. Ignatius can score a touchdown here, but this is what the Wolfpack are great at. Running the clock and forcing the offense to have to play 2-minute drills late in games.
Well, and they're doing a good job with clock management, although they might be getting downfield too fast. But I think St. Ignatius just needs to get a score any old way they can do it, not worrying about how much time they leave. They do have a good, strong defense, and Crete-Monee has only scored once. So I think the next touchdown probably wins the game.
A low-scoring game here in Chicago. 7-3 the score. Second down for the Wolfpack. Fullback dive to low. Didn't get much. Both teams with 3 timeouts left. It's gut check time for both teams. Who will give an inch? Will the Wolfpack score to take the lead yet again? Or will Crete-Monee get a stop?
Well, both teams have passed the gut check and the heart check and the play with heart check in this game. They're both leaving it all out on the field. What a great game of 2 strong warriors here. And this is only the final 16.
This is just the Sweet 16. We got some more football to come after this next weekend. False start against the Wolfpack.
Oh, that's a shame. Again, you hate for the flags to cause a team to win or lose here, but that's going to push them back 5.
A heartbreaker for Wolfpack fans. It's 4-down territory regardless, as the field goal does not help you.
Right, but you don't want to have to go 11 yards for first as opposed to 5, right?
If you want to pass here, what do you think? Do you roll outside the pocket to throw, or do you do a play action?
I like the idea of a rollout, and if you're going to roll out right. There's the long side of the field, but just make sure you've got some guard that you pulled.
Third down for the Wolfpack at their own 26. Jet sweep to Malloy. Big hit.
Solid hit, 4th down.
Huge hit by Terry Elias. And what do you call here?
Well, I think you dial up a deep pass and hope for the best. I don't think you can gain the 10 yards on the ground.
You only need to get to the 16-yard line to keep the drive going.
Excitement galore on this one.
The Wolfpack are 27 yards away from a touchdown. The problem is...
It's 27 yards away from a touchdown.
That, and it's 4th down.
Yeah.
They've gotten close to the end zone, but no cigar. 4th down for the Wolfpack.
Play
the game right here. Clean pocket for Petro. On his back foot, not going anywhere.
Nowhere close. They had to try that, though.
Try to go to the corner. Intended receiver that time was Mulcrone.
A very scripted play. One receiver, max protect, throw it deep right and hope. That play was not open. They needed a second receiver, a check down, something.
Yeah, either a throw to the flat as a check down or possibly a trick play like a hook and ladder.
Well, trick play might.
I mean, it was 4th down. Season's on the line.
Yeah, the season is on the line. Let's see, 5:25. How many first downs do you need here? 2? Clock running. Good gain on first down.
Shout out to Maria Collerton, class of 1990, and her husband Terry for tuning in. Game is not over. Wolfpack have all 3 timeouts. And they're only down by 4. A counter play. Past the first down marker, past the 40. Crete-Monee creeping closer to a spot in the quarterfinals.
Okay, so that was the first down. The clock is continuing to run.
Next first down, St. Ignatius will be forced to use one of their 3 timeouts.
Yeah, they got to pick their spot. Which set of 4 downs can they use all 3 timeouts to get the ball back?
1st and 10, ball at the 41 of the Warriors. That's not going anywhere. Big time
This
hit
would be
behind
the
the line
time.
of scrimmage. David Blaskovich, actually that's Mateo Thomas.
They're letting it run, though. 2nd and about 13. Now, I think Crete-Monee is going to keep the ball on the ground.
Josh Franklin with the play of the game.
I lied.
There's a pass over the middle, still on his feet. And possibly a fumble, but they're going to say the knee was down.
That was a crucial play. 3rd and 3 now. They can run for this, get that next first down. Clock running. Brilliant pass.
3:35 to go. Ball near midfield. If you gain any positive yards, you can consider going for it. I would consider punting, though, if you can't get the first. Offside against St. Ignatius, but they missed it. Franklin's just killing clock. In the pocket is Franklin. Snap to him. He's got a clean pocket. Throws over the middle. He's got a man in stride. Touchdown, Crete-Monee. Lionel Billups with the dagger.
900 yards receiving this year, and we saw a bunch more right here. That play was just waiting to happen the whole entire game. Receivers running free in the St. Ignatius secondary. Probably finishes them off with 2:54 to go.
Wow, what a play.
Yeah.
You know, Franklin has not had his A game and not even his B game, but when they needed a play from him 3 times tonight, he delivered.
Boy, did he ever. The very definition of all-star, all-area, all-conference, whatever awards you can bestow on him, he deserves. Showed it there.
And assuming St. Ignatius falls, bad snap. Rolls out to the right, crosses body. And he was wide open. How did that happen? I don't know if that was in the playbook, partner. It looked like it was a bad snap. If that was a fake all the way, it was.
Well, if it was a fake, it fooled me too. They didn't need to fake it, that's for sure. So it probably was not an intentional fake, but, you know, stranger things.
Mathematically speaking.
Yeah, the extra point doesn't help them. 11 points, 12 points.
You got to score 2 touchdowns in 2:54, but we just haven't seen anything from the St. Ignatius passing attack that they can do that. Plus, you got to get the onside kick.
Makes for a good highlight film shot.
If this is it for St. Ignatius, what a season it was.
Well, you said it was Cinderella. I just flat out think there's talent on this team. They're a well-coached group of good players.
Coming into this season, from where this program was, not having football for over 30 years, hadn't won a playoff game in the IHSA. They've won plenty of prep bowl games, but
it looks like to me they're going to be good for a few years to come now, though. This is not just a flash in the pan senior-laden team.
I'm excited for next year, partner, but man, this is it hurts for the Wolfpack fans watching. They were in this game the entire way, and a 4th down play that I'm sure these players are going to unfortunately think about for years to come that just didn't go their way.
Well, let's see a short kick, a touchdown, then onside, another touchdown, right?
Malloy up the middle. Malloy breaks the tackle, gets to the 40. Field goal does them no good. They got to go 60 yards in about a minute to have a realistic shot at this.
.254, so we're going to see if there's any kind of aerial attack.
Petro to pass, in the pocket, looks downfield. He's got a man, underthrown.
It was underthrown. He was open, but should have been intercepted. Of course, that's easy for us to say, right?
Evans was on the defense. Intended receiver that time, Aaron Stewart.
Some more push-ups from Crete-Monee for Monee for not intercepting that ball. I like their style. They missed an interception earlier, right through the hands, right here, that hit him in the chest protector.
2:40 remaining in the 4th quarter. The score is going to say it was a 2-possession game, but really this was tight football all the way around.
Oh, he's going to get sacked? No.
Petro gets out of it, out to the left. No one's open, just has to throw it away.
I think it hit the little house we're next to here. Now they're looking for the football.
They should have a backup.
A backup football? This one's in the bushes right here by the little house. Now they can't find it. I think they have to call it a ground rule double. All right, they got another football.
2:34 remaining. St. Ignatius has the ball. 3rd and 10. In the pocket, looks downfield.
Oh, this isn't good.
Off the fingertips that time, a Rugai.
Tipped it up.
One last chance for the Wolfpack. They were up at half, 3-0, 15 unanswered points by Crete-Monee.
Well, and that's the thing you worry about. When you're ahead at half, you don't make the adjustments, right? Crete-Monee made the adjustments. They went to the air more, and it worked, whether it was a pass or a run. Quarterback's just unstoppable.
And that
Franklin.
too, but I think really it was just the best player on the field, even when he wasn't at his best, was clearly Josh Franklin. Petro in the pocket. He's forced out of it.
This isn't going to go.
Heaves up a prayer, not in
Out of
bounds.
bounds.
Stewart caught it, but he couldn't get 1 foot in. Flag on the play.
Uh-oh. Some more after the play, extracurricular activity.
Did it affect the pass at all? If it does, it's a 1st down.
Oh, this had to be after the fact, don't you think? Well, Carly is saying automatic 1st down, 10-yard penalty. Yeah, it was 4th down. The turnover already happened. Yeah. It's still a penalty against Crete-Monee, but they still get possession. They figure out the yard line here, about the 48. Now do they mark it off? 47, 46.
for St. Ignatius, they can still play in the Prep Bowl even with the loss tonight.
Well, they're not giving up. I mean, they're going to try to strip the ball here.
They have 3 timeouts. If you wanted to extend the game, you could call it on all 3 downs.
Oh, I think they'll try that.
I would. Why not?
Right.
You've gone this far. Give your offense another shot.
Crete-Monee knows it. They're going with the run still. And I'm a little surprised to pitch out.
And honestly, partner, if you don't trust in your players holding on to the football, you could just take 3 knees and punt.
Well, if you're going to do that, take 4 knees. Forget the punt.
No, you don't want to do that because then, you give the ball back to St. Ignatius in midfield. But
which is exactly where the ball is right now, at midfield.
We'll take a 15-second break. You're watching the Wolfpack against the Warriors here on SBS.
This is Sports Broadcast Solutions, a broadcasting network for everyone. Check us out at sportsbroadcastsolutions.com and become part of the digital sporting world.
(15-3) the score. Josh Franklin with a touchdown pass, and the rushing touchdown, it went to Chance Joseph. Bestry with a 38-yard field goal. That's where we stand right now.
Yeah, we need to institute our own Player of the Game award because he got it today.
It's, St. Ignatius was kind of dominated today, but if I had to give it to anyone, that was a big kick by Bestry. I think I would give it to Bestry.
They're going for the fumble here.
Yeah, that's the only problem when you run the ball and don't take 3 knees. There's always a chance of somebody stripping it. I always think of that famous Colts-Steelers playoff game. Instead of taking a knee, they ran it to Jerome Bettis. It was picked up by the Colts and almost went for a touchdown the other way in the playoffs. Luckily, Ben Roethlisberger with the shoestringing tackle. And then Mike Vanderjagt missed the potential game-tying field goal.
Well, there's strategy in this. You want to keep, hold the guy up, and then somebody else strip the ball. And hold him up for as long as you need to until the ball gets stripped.
1:54 remaining, 3rd down. It was a fun game, though. Both games that we've had this weekend. Last night was a lot of fun. This one was very fun.
Well, it is. And the unfun part about it is that 2 good teams don't get to play again. And that's a shame. The fun part, though, you get to see 4 good teams, 2 good games. It's just sad to see somebody have to lose a game like this. Both teams deserve to win again. Just that only one team is allowed to.
3rd and short. Pitch play to the right. Forward progress should be a 1st down.
Yeah,
See where
they'll
they
get their
spot
first.
it. 1st and 10 for Crete-Monee. And St. Ignatius knows that their dream season is about over.
Yeah, I think this is your take the knee situation now.
Now you've got 1 timeout remaining for Crete. St. Ignatius still has all 3?
St. Ignatius has been using them, haven't they? Oh, this is going backwards here.
That's all right. I was like, why is Crete-Monee been called timeouts? All right, so they don't have any timeouts, so they can't stop the clock. So it's going to be victory formation for Crete-Monee. What a season for St. Ignatius. They were 1 yard short of their undefeated season, and they're going to come short in the round of 16.
Crete-Monee played a brilliant game today. They were down at halftime only by a field goal, so they only gave up a field goal. And then the second half, they turned it around to get the 2 touchdowns without letting St. Ignatius get hardly anything.
I'm worried, though, about Franklin. If this is a pattern to come with him throwing the football, I feel like they're going to get dominated in the next round because St. Ignatius, they can't pass, but other teams can, and they're going to get beat.
I don't know. If you're a team that wins 51-0, 68-0, 76-0, 61-0, you're not going to get dominated easily.
Post-game interviews coming up next. We'll try to get players on both teams, including St. Ignatius. Tough loss, but this is a good step in the right direction for this program. Farthest they've ever gone in the IHSA playoffs, but they're going to come 12 points short of a trip to the quarterfinals.
Yeah, what a fantastic year they've had. That's it. Last play.
Final thoughts, partner, before we go to the post-game show?
It's just excited to be here and a great opportunity to watch St. Ignatius play all year. Crete-Monee played a fantastic game. They deserve this win, and they're pretty happy.
We'll take a break. Post-game interviews coming up next. You're watching Sports Broadcast Solutions, a broadcasting network for everyone.
Sports Broadcast Solutions is a broadcasting network for everyone. Instead of spending hundreds or thousands with all these college recruiting sites, let us put together your college highlight reel. For just a fraction of your potential college scholarship and significantly less than these recruiting services, we got this. In addition, we put together highlight reels for teams, including high school, your club team, or travel team.
My teammate gave me a great pass, and I just took it. The other team slashed me, took the opportunity, saw where the goalie was weak, and I just shot it there.
Solon, O'Connor, and Marsh back on defense. And Marsh gets a blowout. We got a breakaway at 2-0. A shot, and it's goal! So 3-3. The power play was officially over.
Whatever your sports broadcast needs, check us out at sportsbroadcastsolutions.com. Check us out and become part of the digital world.
4 years at St. Ignatius College Prep means 720 days of walking into a cornerstone of Chicago's history, engaging with over 1,450 students from all over the city and state. If you were to imagine those 4 years by combining all the individual moments into days lived, what can it boil down to?
Time spent riding public transportation adds up to 30 days, moving outside your comfort zone, expanding your horizons.
You'll devote a sum of 78 days to competing on the track, field, court, on the ice, or in the pool. 8 days cheering on the Wolfpack, becoming part of something larger than yourself.
37 days singing and dancing on stage, finding your passion, uncovering new ones.
Navigating international diplomacies with Model UN for 48 days.
51 days working through complex proofs and equations in the Math Resource Center.
Celebrating our Catholic Jesuit tradition for 16 days at Mass in Holy Family Church.
25 days hypothesizing and testing in labs.
Participating in community service for 17 days. Living our mission as a woman or man for and with others.
32 days spent studying in the library. Okay, and maybe a few sleeping.
95 days of homework, learning vocabulary, developing presentations, preparing for tests, becoming a lifelong learner.
Waiting in line for a panini for 5 days.
10 days spent on the couches in formation and ministry, growing in faith and kinship.
Looking to the future with college counseling for 8 days, all the while supported through the journey.
And hopefully, 0 days in jug.
For so many, so much more, every single day spent as part of a community, a family, a network of friendships that extends far beyond 4 years. Every single day rooted in values to drive each day forward.
150 years of tradition stands at 1076 West Roosevelt Road. How will we write the next chapter in school history?
With you. We need the one and only you. A journey like no other awaits you with the Wolfpack. Each special moment, one day at a time. Come write your story at St. Ignatius College Prep.
Sports Broadcast Solutions is a broadcasting network for everyone. Let SBS broadcast your sporting event. We have experience and can generate excitement and permanent digital memories for your team.
Tonight. That time, finally a goal for the Stampede!
We have professional videographers using high-definition modern-day cameras, color analysts, and play-by-play announcers with state-of-the-art, classy graphical scoreboards to keep you updated. Plus, we have commercials to advertise your team, club, or sponsor, and us. Plus, we do pregame and postgame interviews.
Hi, everybody, and welcome to the postgame show brought to you by Marion Central Catholic. My name's Kyle Smith, but my name doesn't matter. These young ladies matter. It's senior night as the Hurricanes win a battle down the stretch, 48-46.
Hi, I'm Carrie Kramer. I swim 50 breast, 50 free, and 100 back.
Whatever your sports broadcast needs, we are at sportsbroadcastsolutions.com. Check us out and become part of the digital sporting world.
Hey guys, how's it going? I just wanted to try something new. I know we've done a lot of cool videos with should the White Sox trade for Mike Trout and what should the Bears do with Justin Fields in Week 1. And we like what Flemlo Raps does, but sometimes he doesn't do the athletes that I want to see. So I thought I would answer the question, what happened to David Garrard? And here goes. It's never easy to play the quarterback position at the NFL level. Couple that with being abnormally large for the position and dealing with Crohn's disease, and you have the very underrated career of David Garrard. What makes Garrard's college and NFL career so interesting is nothing came easy for him. He seemed to be a tight end who was actually playing QB. Remember, he was around 240 pounds when he stepped on East Carolina University's campus, but as we later found out, there simply wasn't anything that Garrard couldn't do. The only issue was his ball placement and accuracy, but I'm getting ahead of myself. When looking at the career of Garrard, you always think of two words: never quit. Garrard wasn't the fastest, and he certainly looked too big to play QB. The former Jaguars quarterback sometimes reminded me of Jared Lorenzen, but when the Jacksonville Jaguars needed a big play, Garrard would give you that Cinderella moment, coming out of nowhere and then getting the job done. And although his career probably wasn't as good as Mark Brunell's, he still was one of the all-time greatest Jaguar players. The Jacksonville Jaguars YouTube account lists Garrard as number 23 all-time as a Jaguar player, and I disagree with that. He should be much higher on that list, especially since he didn't always have the most talent around him. But let's not delay any further. As Flemlo Raps would say, this is what happened to David Garrard. Garrard began playing football at around 8 years old. And to no surprise to many people watching this video, many of his coaches didn't see his future at quarterback. When Garrard attended Neal Middle School in Durham, North Carolina, his coaches instead put him at fullback. He was so big that he was basically the Mike Allstott of middle school football, as he pretty much carried the opposing defenders down the field. And according to Garrard, he didn't mind playing fullback. I was happy with the arrangement because I got the majority of the carries, said Garrard. I never even thought about playing quarterback. In fact, it was his preteen and early teenager teammates who actually vouched for him to play quarterback. To test his ability to effectively play the position, his coaches would line up a handful of players 15 yards away from Garrard and tell him to zip the ball to them. After easily completing the passes, the coaches told him to put even more oomph on his throws, and according to Garrard's ego, he quote-unquote lit it up on his next several passes. And from that moment on, he was a future NFL quarterback. But Garrard playing the QB position still came with its set of drawbacks. Garrard entered the NFL when Donovan McNabb and Michael Vick were just getting their feet wet as a black quarterback in the NFL. And for people who weren't born in the early 2000s, it was very much a stereotype that coaches and GMs would stay away from drafting African American quarterbacks. In essence, drafting a black quarterback came with its controversies. Remember when Eagles fans booed at the Donovan McNabb draft selection? It's obviously dumb to point out a purely racism problem since Randall Cunningham, Dante Culpepper, Vic McNabb, and others all got their shot at QB, but black quarterbacks were still very much a small number in the NFL when Garrard was a rookie. But being an African-American quarterback was not the reason why teams didn't draft him. Rather, it was a variety of factors. First of all, being from a mid-major school certainly didn't help David Garrard's draft stock. Interestingly enough, Garrard actually played against Byron Leftwich during their college years. Their lone matchup was an amazing college football bowl game where Leftwich's Marshall team somehow came back down by 30 points and defeated Garrard's East Carolina squad 64-61 in double overtime. This memorable GMAC Bowl game was a preview of both quarterbacks playing together on the Jacksonville Jaguars, where Garrard would get the last laugh by taking away Leftwich's QB job. Garrard got the nickname the Beer Truck when he played at East Carolina University, and the name definitely suits him due to his enormous stature. He explains why he got that nickname.
Coach Logan, he said, you know what, you run down the field and people get out of the way like a beer truck that's out of control. And I ran with it.
Secondly, while Garrard's East Carolina Pirates were very competitive during his time in Greenville, North Carolina, they still weren't a dominant squad. This is important to note because one of the reasons why mid-major quarterbacks like Zach Wilson can rise on the draft board is because their team was undefeated for most of the season. The old adage, you are what your record says you are, can sometimes define how valuable your quarterback play is to the team's overall success. In layman's terms, Wilson's undefeated BYU squad, until their loss to Coastal Carolina, proved to some NFL draft scouts that he's the real deal at QB. Garrard, you might ask? His best season at East Carolina was 9-3, which included ECU defeating the number 13 ranked Miami Hurricanes that season. A very good record at 9-3, but it was still a far cry from Alex Smith's undefeated season when he played quarterback at the University of Utah. Regardless of the reason why Garrard fell in the draft, the Jaguars took a chance on him in the 4th round. and they were rewarded with a fairly decent quarterback. Despite being diagnosed with Crohn's disease in January of 2004, the former ECU Pirate ended up getting honored for the 2009 Pro Bowl, won a playoff game, and even finished with just over 16,000 passing yards in his career. If you're not familiar with Crohn's disease, here's the SparkNotes summary of the illness. Crohn's is an inflammatory bowel disease that causes inflammation of the person's digestive tract. This disease can lead to abdominal pain, severe diarrhea, fatigue, weight loss, and malnutrition. While not usually life-threatening, this IBD can lead to kidney stones, inflammation of the liver, and inflammation of the eyes. To sum up, it certainly isn't easy playing the hardest position of the 4 major American sports and being malnutritious, aka having Crohn's disease. Thankfully for Gerard, Crohn's was very treatable in 2004 and is even more treatable today. The way to generally treat Crohn's is with immunosuppressants and steroids, although surgery might be required on a case-by-case basis. And that was the unfortunate case for Gerard, as he had to have surgery in June of 2004 to remove almost 12 inches of his intestines. Despite that intensive surgery, Gerard ended up staying in the National Football League until 2003, and he did more than just stay in the NFL. He showed why he earned the starting job from head coach Jack Del Rio. In the entire history of the Jaguars, only 3 quarterbacks have won a playoff game, Brunell, Gerard, and Blake Bortles. It's not the most impressive list of QBs, but it's still obvious that Gerard had a much better NFL career than his former teammate in Leftwich. Gerard flourished best when Del Rio allowed him to best utilize his dual-threat mentality. While his numbers aren't very flashy, Gerard gave Jacksonville stability at the position once they had to move on from Mark Brunell. Even with his so-so passing numbers, Gerard still led the NFL in third down passer rating during the 2007 season. His 2007 Jaguars advanced to the divisional round, where they had to face off against the 16-0 New England Patriots. We all know how that game turned out, as the Patriots wouldn't lose a single game that season until Super Bowl 42. But as good as Gerard was, he just wasn't consistent enough to stay in the league. His QB rating never went above 81, and his last 3 years were very mediocre. His 2008 season, his third to last one in the NFL, saw him throw just 15 touchdown passes to 13 interceptions. His passer rating finished just underneath 60. His 2009 season was even worse, with a QB rating of 54.4, and although he showed flashes of greatness in 2010, his 23 TD passes to 15 interceptions proved to the Jags it was time to draft the future in Blaine Gabbert. Gabbert turned out to be a bust, but it also turned out that the Jags still made the right decision in cutting Gerard. The beer truck's engine seemed to die out once he arrived in Miami. He had arthroscopic knee surgery during the 2012 training camp, and the Dolphins were forced to release him due to injury problems on September 4th. In a span of 3 years, from 2010 to 2013, Gerard suffered multiple knee injuries, as well as undergoing surgery on his herniated disc. He attempted a comeback with the New York Jets in 2013, but that inevitably fell through as he suffered through complications with knee swelling. He retired as a Jaguar in March of 2015. So what happened to Gerard? Well, he outplayed his original draft position, but he showed at times why he lacked the arm talent and decision-making to become a star in professional football. His passes lacked touch at times, and he sometimes forced the ball in unnecessary tight windows. However, Gerard's life has been anything but unsuccessful. He's currently a spokesman for 121 Financial Credit Union, and he's a role model for kids at the Painted Turtle Camp. The Painted Turtle Camp is specifically made for kids having to endure the issues of living with Crohn's disease. Gerard never became as good as Mark Brunell, but he was certainly a better QB than Leftwich and Bortles. But most importantly, Gerard overcame the problems of Crohn's disease and being slightly big for the position. The beer truck might never become the next coming of Big Ben, but I don't think that Gerard has any regrets about his NFL career. And that's it for today. Make sure to comment below if you liked the video and subscribe to our channel. Missing your child's sporting event just plain stinks. But you don't have to worry about that anymore, thanks to Sports Broadcast Solutions. SBS is a live broadcasting network, as well as covering your on-demand needs, recruiting videos, highlight reels, and much, much more. We can broadcast live to any website, and we also post as much on-demand content as you need. For more information about SBS, check out our website at sportsbroadcastsolutions.com. Sports Broadcast Solutions, a broadcasting network for everyone.
Sports Broadcast Solutions is a broadcasting network for everyone. Instead of spending hundreds or thousands with all these college recruiting sites, let us put together your college highlight reel. For just a fraction of your potential college scholarship and significantly less than these recruiting services, we got this. In addition, we put together highlight reels for teams, including high school, your club team, or travel team.
My teammate gave me a great pass, and I just took it. The other team slashed me, took the opportunity, saw where the goalie was weak, and I just shot it there.
Solon, O'Connor, and Marsh back on defense. And Marsh gets a blowout. We got a breakaway at 2-0. A shot, and it's goal! So 3-3. The power play was officially over.
Whatever your sports broadcast needs, check us out at sportsbroadcastsolutions.com. Check us out and become part of the digital world.
My name is Mary Ellen Schneider, and I'm the Fine Arts Department Chair at St. Ignatius. I'm proud to say that we probably have at least 50% of the student body involved in one of the visual or performing arts throughout their career here. It's important for the students to be involved in the arts here because they learn something that they can enjoy for a lifetime. There's no cap on how old you can be to be a musician or a visual artist and create. Our talented students are very creative. Beautiful things are displayed around the school. They also get very excited about productions and concerts, performing for others. And there's so many options for you and so much for you to have fun with. I love being department chair because it's exciting to be able to lead a group of other artists and to see them be able to be involved in the arts. Sometimes at the high school level, it becomes very selective. We have so many things here that are inclusive of students at all levels.
Welcome in the post-game show presented by Sports Broadcast Solutions. Tough way for St. Ignatius' season to come to a close today. I'm joined by quarterback Jake Petro. First off, what you guys did this season for the Ignatius football program has not ever happened before. What does that just mean to you for what you guys are able to put a stamp on this program with what it can do in the future?
I mean, it really means a lot. Like, I know we lost today, but we really made an impact on how the future of the program is be. The sophomores, the freshmen, we're just going to keep building it on from here. And I mean, it's really tough. We would like to go on a lot farther than we did, but kudos to the seniors. They played their hearts out, and it's really rough to lose this way. But they're a great team. They're a great team, and we gave it our all. We should have had to limit the penalties and made some mistakes that really cost us. But overall, the way the program should just keep going up after this year.
And what you guys did as well, winning last week, first ever IHSA playoff win for you guys. Granted, you guys wanted to go farther, but again, you guys made history this season. You're coming back next year. What's something that you want to take from this season and bring into next season?
From this season into next season is just, when we're down, facing adversity, just keep your head down and grind it out. Just play better, no matter if we're down 7, up 21, down 21, no matter what. And keep the guys' heads up, keep everyone's heads up, and just stay calm, stay poised, and do our thing.
Last thing, your senior class. You guys did a lot for them this year. If you had to say something to the senior class and to these senior guys, what would you say to them?
I love them. I mean, the way they've shown leadership to everyone in the whole program, they're really going to leave a mark. That senior class, I mean, just great. I love those boys. They're going to go off and do great things. And I really just got to say thank you to them. That's all I got to say.
All right, thank you so much, QB1. Again, congratulations on such a good season.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. All right, that's enough from St. Ignatius football. They lost today 15-3 to Crete-Monee. We'll see who will take on next week for Sports Broadcast Solutions.
My name is Rustin Broussard. I am the Math Department Chair here at St. Ignatius College Prep. I think one of the things that I like the most about being the math department chair here is observing my other teachers and seeing them in action and promoting those skills and passion, ideas for classroom learning within the department. The second thing that I really appreciate in our department is that we offer several programs for students to study additional mathematics, to take more math in their 4 years here. Our students here at St. Ignatius will experience a variety of math classes, and it's dependent upon the student's readiness and desire to study math. Some of our students will begin in Algebra 1, some will begin in geometry, some will begin in Algebra 2, and then the class progression will continue along with some students finishing in pre-calculus, others finishing in calculus or multivariable calculus, or even differential equations. The additional offerings from our department in addition to classes would be a math team, which competes against other schools in competitions for state and at regional level. Our department also offers an opportunity for students to be nominated to participate in a summer actuarial academy, and that is conducted by the University of DePaul here in Chicago, and it's a one-week opportunity to learn more about actuarial sciences. Our students will learn here in their math classes how to think, how to problem solve, how to use logic, and to make greater meaning of their world.
Welcome to the Sports Broadcast Solutions postgame show. I'm joined by Josh Franklin. First off, you just got speed, you got wheels, you were out there. Let's first talk about those huge sneaks that you had. What were you seeing on the field? Did you just see green when you found that open gap?
Yeah, I just seen them over pursuing, and when I see something, my coach just tell me hit it, don't dance, so I'm just focused on hitting the hole really and getting as much open field as I can.
It looked like that first half, it was really tough for you guys offensively to get going. What were some of the adjustments that you guys made at halftime?
It wasn't so much adjustments, it was just me having to chill out, and my coach just told me to slow it down, it's gonna come. I was trying to force things in, but everything worked out how it was supposed to.
And when you guys were able to get that second touchdown, what was running through your mind? What was the emotion that was happening when you saw that you guys got this game kind of locked away?
It was just really excited because, really the whole season, everybody been sleeping on us in the rankings. We've been in the 50s, Illinois, so this is really just the best moment right now, really.
You're heading into next week. You're heading into quarterfinals. What's something that you want to take from this game and bring into next week?
Just stay patient. Everything gonna come. The line, everything the lineman blocking schemes, everything there for a reason. So I just gotta trust what my coach saying and just, trust my lineman.
Well, congratulations to you on the win today. I'm going to let you go celebrate with your boys. Congratulations as well. Again, 15-3 win for Crete-Monee over St. Ignatius Wolfpack.